No! Just kidding.
Okay. So last time on Dragon Ball Z, we finally saw the Festival of the Blazing Sun. Um, the party did a little bit of investigating around the Burgomaster's manor, ran into his son, whose name escapes me at the moment.
Victor.
Victor, yes. Uh, Spoke to Victor for some tips on the Burgomaster. He was not super helpful, but he did say that the Burgomaster was not there and that you could explore his office. Um, Upon a little searching around the manor, you did find that that in his office there was some damning evidence. Well, not, I guess there wasn't really damning. People knew he was setting people on fire, but evidence to his motivations behind it is in his journal. He's noted that he wasn't sure how much longer Strahd was going to be satisfied with the current level of sacrifices to distract the party. Even with this information, was not fucking cool with him setting Wicker Sons of people on fire. So decided to go after him and encountered him and Isaac in the town square. Um, you encountered him and handily took out the Burgomaster as he was a commoner.
If Ro had pulled off that necrotic handshake, it would have been perfect.
You would have killed him instantly. For sure. While he is a commoner, he does still have he's not guaranteed to be hit by everything. So the Burgomaster was handily dispatched, and Isaac was taken down and his arm amputated easily and painlessly by Zenzo using the Devil Gato's hellish scalpel. Once this all happened, once this all finished, Zenzo became decided to take up reins within the town, and told the townspeople it was okay to complain, and was inundated by a wave of complaints of everything all of the townspeople had bottled up over the last, oh, I don't know, however many years. Um, Zenzo told them all to go to the bar, to the Blue Water Inn, to enjoy some complimentary beverages, and the party freed the imprisoned people from the Wicker Sun, who also had complaints. Zenzo returned to Wachter House to the Devil, um, gave the arm back, which was attached under his armpit. The Devil had 3 arms now, and freed Stella. Zenzo and Stella have taken over the reins as the rulers of Vallaki, and Zenzo will be henceforth staying in Vallaki to field the many countless complaints of the townsfolk. Um, and yeah, that was pretty much where we left off. All right, so did you guys go anywhere else after, or did we stop in Wachter House? I can't remember.
I think we stopped in the inn, but I'm not sure. It may well have been Wachter House.
Because I don't remember. Does anybody remember for sure?
I think we went back to the Blue Water.
I thought we went back to the inn. Yeah.
Okay, I just couldn't remember. I believe you. I truly don't remember.
I don't think it makes too big of a difference.
Not really.
That, and also, I think that we really didn't interact with anybody in the Blue Water Inn. We just kind of went back and then just kind of
Bed.
out there.
All right, so are we playing this as if you're just waking up, or are you mingling with the complaining townsfolk getting drunk?
I mean, I'm good with either. I haven't hit long rest yet, have I?
Yeah, we haven't done a long rest just yet, so...
Yeah.
All right, so you're at the Blue Water Inn with 400 townsfolk, or however many we said.
Who had the book?
I did. Callie was scared of it, so she gave it to me, and I stowed it in the bag of holding.
Alright. Oscar.
Hmm.
I'm just thinking about reading more into this magical book. Do you mind if I take a look at it tonight? Perhaps you would like to look at it with me?
Yeah, sure. I mean, all I really know is that Callie really didn't want to do anything with it.
Well, given our former adventure in a book, I cannot blame her.
Yeah.
I'm still a bear.
You're right.
Yeah, it hasn't been.
Well, you can also drop your bear form at any time if you choose to.
Damn it, I wanted scritches.
You're so cute. I just go over and scritches, scritches, scritches.
She purrs like a cat.
Bro,
It
we'll
comes
just
out as.
Bro will just kind of look at her and shake her head. I am tired. It has been a day. Unless you guys need me, I'm going to bed.
I'm like, I don't know if she likes it or it's indigestion. Either way, it's cute.
Well, she didn't eat anyone, so it's probably not indigestion.
Well, Mitsa, whenever you're ready, we can go ahead and take a look at that. Should we possibly maybe take a rest before we?
I think
Either way works. Up to you, Mitsa.
Sure. It would. Well, considering our last escapades with reading material, perhaps a rest would be in order first.
I hadn't even really thought about it that way. I don't.
It is painful, but I also feel like I don't want any nasty book-related surprises when we are dealing with Strahd, so I'd
Yeah.
rather get it over with now.
Hey, maybe we should just throw the book at Strahd.
suck him into a
Yeah,
pocket
I mean,
dimension.
Even take paperclip damage?
I mean, we don't know what's gonna do, but I mean.
Make an improvised weapon attack.
Right, I mean, like, if you hit him hard enough with the book, I mean, does it do bludgeoning damage? If you papercut him, is it slashing damage? I don't know.
Does it accidentally open a portal and just suck him away, and then we don't have to deal with him?
Oh,
Let's
please,
attach it-
he
let's
doesn't need
attach
any
a
more
chain
sucking
to it.
off.
Let's attach a chain to it. Oh wait, no, we tried that already.
And that
I
worked.
think that's how you ended up with the book
Did.
flail.
That is how we ended up with the boot flare.
That
Still
was
got
in
it.
Shimshime.
No.
Yeah, no.
No, that was the very first. That was before we even got to Shimshime. I got the
Even
book
before
flail
that.
from our first session.
You're
Well,
right, you had this when I met you, so...
Yeah, no, I've had it for a very long time. Still got it, I just don't use it anymore.
It's not magical anymore.
Yeah.
I just look over to Callie and go, "Can you say Shimshime? Shimshime?" As I'm like, ruffling her head.
Ro will just
I-
thump him in the arm. I'm going to bed before you get that blasted song stuck in my head.
Callie will just kind of bounce her head.
We can. We should probably wait for this crowd to disperse anyway as well. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at it bright and early in the morning? We can all
Alright.
approach this with a clear mind, hopefully, and people forget that we killed their recent leader, and hopefully Zenzo isn't having too much of a time with everything's going on.
Zenzo's
There
probably.
was a very long list of things. You were saying, Rohana?
I was just saying Zenzo's probably enjoying his night with his wife.
As a non-cat, probably.
I
Also,
wonder-
if they do it on all fours, is it kitty style? Or, like, these are
I was-
questions I do not need know the answer to.
I
It
was
is if she's
wondering-
purring the whole time.
Follow-up question: is it called doggy style because you get a treat after?
I mean, a little bit, and then, like, I guess you would know if you are doing it right, because if she's pulling, that means you're going in the right direction, and if she stops pulling, then just, change up what you're doing.
I was just wondering if they were going to get the scratching pull or use it in any way, shape, or form. You know what? This is starting to sound a little bit weird. I'm going to stop that.
A little? I mean, I've only had 3 years. And
Still looking,
19. I'm still drinking.
still looking better than random commoner NPC over there. I point over to some dude that's just like passed out on the table.
You see a guy asleep, and he's just like, he looks up for a minute. Woo!
I think that's
Well,
Blaze the both
18.
test.
That means I have to drink.
I'm now just picturing a bear with a dog, like a massive dog bowl full of ale.
Blim.
Mlem.
She looks up and has an ale mustache.
I think I need fan art of that. Like, I think I need to commission that.
All right. So is anybody doing anything else before going to bed? Oh, Fix just said he's going to go to the kitchen to start attempting a potion. Let me pull up our crafting rules here. So if you have proficiency in, well, yeah, you do. You're an alchemist. Let's see. So, give me an intelligence check. With proficiency.
And it's doubled for my what's the ability? Do 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 do. Tool expertise doubles it. So this is a +9. Can I
Okay.
guide myself with this?
Yeah.
Cool.
Or does it say you can? Does it specify it has to be another creature? What does guidance say? I think you can, but
Guidance works on any creature.
Yeah.
then yeah. I mean, you're preparing for this. You would have time. It's not like a surprise.
So 18 total.
18 total. All right. So as you are crafting here, yes, you would be able to make a common healing potion. In the process, you would also expend 25 gold pieces worth of additional materials in order to create it.
Cool.
So
I'm down.
mark off 25 gold, and you can add a regular potion of healing.
Cool. Bam.
All right. Kind of realizing that nothing crazy is gonna go on tonight because we just murdered the mayor. Didn't shoot the deputy though. Well, actually, we killed him too. So never mind.
We shot the sheriff, but we did not shoot the deputy.
I mean, we kind of amputated a limb and killed the deputy. So.
That reminds me of that one that we watched.
Doesn't mean we shot him.
True. Don't have a gunslinger. Alright. So Minta is going to retire to her room, kind of stumbling, but wearing off some of the alcohol. And she is going to try and working on a silver ring that she's been saying she's going to be working on, but hasn't yet. So she's going to try engraving and shaping this silver band.
This was the one for Row, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's going to be jeweler's tools. So give me a dex check with proficiency. If you're proficient in jewel crafters tools, right? Okay. And you have them?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yep. Dex plus proficiency.
17.
That'll be enough.
All right. How long does this take me?
You get about halfway finished.
Okay.
So one
That's
more
what I'm
evening
doing
of
before I
work you
pass
should be
out.
able to complete.
Mhm.
Ro will
All right.
wander into her room, pat her bed frame, and just say, just no hugs tonight, please. And then flop face first into her bed and go to bed.
As Rose starts snoring in your ear, Mitsa.
No, Ro said she went to her room.
Oh, I thought you said Mitsa's room. I'm sorry.
I was like, hello?
I heard the way you phrase it. I heard Mitsa's room.
No, I said Ro will go to her room and pat the bed frame as she walks and flops into her bed.
Oh, I see. Because
The other her,
Okay.
the self-referencing her.
Yeah, I see. I was thinking hugs from Mitsa, but from the bed. It's all right. I was just a little slow on the uptake there. All right. Is anybody else doing anything before going to bed?
I'll stop being a bear.
All right. You see Callie just sort of, and then like a little puff of mushroom smoke turns back into herself. All right. Is anybody else doing anything, or is everybody else in their rooms?
I'm sleeping.
All right, Fix, are you asleep?
I would sleep after doing my crafting.
Okay, so you've completed your craft, and you're in your room, kind of laying down, and all of a sudden you hear your door just open.
Who?
Who's there?
You see this random half-orc walk in and is mumbling stuff like, all right, I got a bed, I'm all complained out, and just flops down beside you.
I'm gonna try to walk over him and like shake him. Excuse me. Who are you?
All right,
Are you
half-orc,
okay?
give me a Constitution save to see if he's able to wake you up, I guess.
Con?
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's passed out.
Well,
In the morning.
I guess this is to stay asleep is really what I meant, but
Fair.
so you've
I'm
got
just-
a random person that flopped into your bed.
into my bed.
Yes, in your room. Came in just they probably got opened the wrong door, but they're too drunk and didn't fucking notice and just fell into your bed to pass out.
Did I have like a solo room or like were there like multiple beds in my room?
I think it was just you, wasn't it?
I would think. Hmm. Not really. I'm not really against it, but I'm also.
Ro's room has 2 beds, just saying.
You would remember that probably. You would have an idea of like your friends' room layouts. You've been into each other's rooms before, so you would remember that.
Now let's do chaos. I'm gonna try to shake him harder awake.
All right, give me
Hey, get off my room.
give me a strength check against another con save from mystery person here.
8.
Nope, he's still asleep.
How do I wake you up? What do I have?
Could go grab one of the tieflings. Thaumaturge him.
Rolls an at 20. Nah, he's still asleep.
It's like trying to wake me up. Fuck.
Wake everybody up in the inn except for him.
Goldie's gonna attack him.
You're gonna attack him?
Goldie is.
Okay, what kind of an attack is that?
Kind of just like a blunt rock from its mouth.
But it's a roll to hit?
Yes.
Alright, well he's prone, so you have advantage.
Last try.
Well, it's a ranged attack, but
I'm unconscious though.
It
Yeah,
probably
so-
missed.
What's the hit?
Well, I rolled a 3.
I'm pretty sure that misses.
Yeah.
You
Gonna be
just cannot
7
wake
total.
this. And with 3 tries, I'm gonna say you
Yeah, I'm not-
resigned yourself to this,
I'm
to
gonna
this stuff
stop
being in your
trying.
fucking bed. So you can choose to go knock on
Motherfucker.
Rose's door. You can try and snuggle up Mystery Half Orc.
Fine.
Always
I'm gonna-
welcome in my room, Six. Come on, Pickle.
I'm gonna grab my stuff and just slam the door, and then look for one of my friends' rooms.
I'll hear the door slam and I'll open the door. What the fuck are you doing?
There's this drunk ass orc that just fucking went to my room and slept in my bed.
I mean, sleeping with strangers isn't a bad thing, but there's another bed in here. Can you just be quiet?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm done for the night too. I'm just probably just gonna snooze. Sorry for bothering.
That's
Let's sleep.
fine. And Ro will wander back into a room, leaving the door open, and back to bed.
I'll deal with him in the morning.
Alrighty.
Yeah, we sleep.
Alright, so if nobody else is doing anything, everybody can hit the long rest button.
Long rest.
You really needed that
Uh-huh.
after that evening you had.
I almost took damage.
I was gonna say, and Fix killed the new player before he even got a chance to do anything.
If Fix could kill me with one hit, I'd be impressed. Fix deserves to be the leader at that point.
Alright, so everybody takes a long rest and is bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Fix, you wake up in Rose's room in her second bed. And everybody else wakes up in their typical places.
What's our plans for today?
I think we're dealing
Well-
with a book.
Hmm.
Should...
I'm gonna stumble down to breakfast, holding my head and say, "How much did you let Jeremy drink last night?"
The alcohol in your belly would still stay in your belly after you revert, too, so you've got a wicked, nasty hangover.
Oh.
Yeah. Do I have to roll for that?
Nah, you're okay, but you feel like shit and you look like shit.
Why did you let Barry drink so much?
Ro will yank on her armor and carry her boots downstairs to put them on at her normal table like she usually does. And it's not my fault you'd stuck your head in a barrel of ale and thought it was your dog bowl.
Bear bowl, not dog.
Whatever you want to call it.
Right, so we've got Ro, Callie, and Fix downstairs. What's everybody else doing?
I'm lazy and I take a little longer than usual to get ready, but then I finally make my way downstairs to grab breakfast and whatnot.
Oh, good. Asuka didn't see Ro coming out of her room with another party member.
We're not doing anything.
I vaguely heard something about a passed out orc, and I thought, but consent is important.
I
Right,
want some
Mitza, Mystery
bangers and
Man?
eggs for breakfast.
You want some what? Oh, sorry. What'd you say, Callie?
I want some bangers and eggs for breakfast.
Bangers and eggs, okay. And, God, I can't remember anybody's name tonight.
Danica?
Danica goes back to the kitchen to see what she's got. And while she's whipping it up, Mitza, what were you saying?
So what about Mystery Man?
Oh, I was just saying, Mitza, Mystery Man, what are you doing?
Sleeping?
I'd eventually roll out of bed.
Okay.
Probably a lot later than everyone else. Um, is Fix downstairs
Mm-hmm.
at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
So by the time I get downstairs and dressed, um, as I'm coming down, I'd probably notice you from my drunken stupor last night. Hey, I think I owe you an apology.
I mean, you're drunk your ass. So,
Yeah, I haven't had
what
a day
else
off
could I do
for
for
a
you?
while. I'll be honest. Thanks for not, stabbing me in the neck.
Totally. I totally didn't try to do anything. Yeah. You're fine. Sure. No.
Well, an apology is in order. I am sorry. I mixed up the room numbers, I guess.
Sure. Anyway,
And
I tried to
probably
like casually, passively ignore him.
probably sit down and get some food as well.
He's sitting like by Fix.
Probably not right next to him. No.
I just imagine he's sitting like uncomfortably close next to him.
Rose just gonna sit there drinking her coffee and just. I'm not even gonna ask what's going on between those two. Too early for this shit.
So, breakfast is brought out. Everybody's enjoying it. Whatever you want. You're brought a slightly worse version of whatever you ordered.
We might have pissed off Danica.
I just
Am
drink
I
coffee.
given a worse version of what I ordered?
Well, Danica's running on basically no sleep. She's not
Oh.
doing so hot on her.
Gosh, that's why.
Danica, is there anything I can do to help you?
She just looks at you, kind of grabs her head. Just when you're done, let me have a nap, please.
Rest a little. I think the inn has calmed down a little bit. Give yourself a rest.
Uh,
I'll
well,
grab one of the
okay.
baskets for like stuff, and I'll put some edible mushrooms in it, and hand it to her.
Well, I can use these in a dish. Thank you, darling. And she says, "Well, if it's all the same to you, I think I'm going to close the inn for the day. You're welcome to stay, but I think I need to nap for the afternoon."
Of course, we'll make sure the door's shut behind us.
Thank you.
I'm just looking around.
So, do you have a name, stranger?
Me?
You're the only stranger here.
I guess that's true. The name's Quentin. Quentin Fleck.
Quentin. And what are you doing here?
Well,
Quentin, who the fuck are you?
I mean, I guess I still am. Was part of the guard here in Vallaki.
You're here with us because we're in trouble for killing the Burgomaster, or?
I was here getting drunk off my ass because I haven't had a day off in a few weeks.
We're aware how drunk you are, but you're still here with us, and we want to know why.
There goes our plausible deniability.
It was the middle of town, Oscar. I don't think we had any of that.
Plausible deniability.
Right now I'm eating breakfast, but I was meaning to talk with you. I guess my priorities got mixed around last night.
And what is your priority now?
Well, I mean, what has happening here in town, I definitely don't agree with. At least not anymore. And what you all were doing was, I thought, pretty brave, pretty cool. I mean, I do what I do because I want to protect people of Valaki, and I was kind of put towards the inclination that what we were doing was protecting them, at least the man's populace.
Killing people is protecting them.
I'm not saying what we did was right.
That still doesn't answer why you wanted to talk to us. No, kind of gesture at the rest of the group, who I'm assuming is still in their breakfast and waiting for Ro to blow up at someone.
We're always waiting for you to blow up, dear.
I'm just sipping my tea, watching.
I'm being nice. I'm
Gonna-
trying this talking thing.
I'm gonna take a plate of food for breakfast
I
up to
support
Misa.
you, sis.
I take a big bite of, like, sausage or whatever I'm eating, and pull out. Shut up, bro. Pull up.
I'm
Pull out-
taking a plate up to Misa, who's still asleep.
Oh, Pizza's not with us still. God damn it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a plate of food up there.
I kind of look into the bag of holding and check and see if the book is there, and I still see it, and just like keep eating.
I wanted to talk to you because there's rumors around town of you guys dealing with big man up on the hill.
In part, yes. We've done a bit more than that here. That is our eventual goal.
Well,
Possible suicide mission, but hey,
with
Half of what we've done has been possible suicide missions, Oscar. Notice, me and you are the only two who came in here alive that are still alive.
Well, I think my time here at Valaki has come to a close. At least I'm hoping.
we're all hoping.
And I would like to nip this town's problems in the bud. So, it was me speaking, and I feel like what we were doing here was because of him, and I'm a little bit of a grudge towards that. If you catch my drift.
Well, we are short a party member since Zenzo has decided to take on fixing the town.
Yeah, little guy. a lot ahead of him.
I'm sure that's why we're down a party member. We're going to take a detour from the main campaign today. From the main goal of dealing with Strahd. We've got a book, much like the one that brought us here originally, that we were planning on dealing with. What say you follow us into this book, and depending on how it goes, we'll decide if you can stick around after.
I get it. See what I'm made of. Makes sense.
This will be a good payment for you stealing my room.
I apologize, didn't I?
I want more.
You what? Greedy little guy, aren't you?
We also literally have no idea what this book does, so
Mm-hmm.
It's
Last
just a
time we
book,
lost.
isn't it?
Last time we dealt with one of these books, we lost a party member.
if only they were
Almost
just books.
2.
Damn.
So, not as easy of a proposition as you're thinking.
So I knock on Mitsa's door and go in and set the food down and say, Mitsa, breakfast.
Mitsa,
Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
you were being addressed.
I was asleep. Who's addressing me?
Callie.
I brought you
Mhm.
food. I say, pizza!
Thank you, Kelly.
Fingers and eggs.
Oh, wonderful. I love a good sausage and egg in the morning. Love a good sausage in the morning, but oh well.
Love a good sausage in my eggs.
Yes, exactly. Get a good scrabble out of it, if you know what I mean. Alright. Okay, let's start this. Did I miss anything?
Not yet. I think we're going to talk about the book that I'm kind of wary about.
Oh, well. Surprises and all that, I'd rather get it over with. Alright. My
You
head.
joining us, or
Sure.
I'm not sure if you're still there or not.
Alright. Good morning.
Good morning, darling. Got another
Morning.
party member.
She lives.
Oh, what?
What?
The orc is
What do you
joining
mean
us
other-
in the book. We'll see how he does and
Oh,
decide
good, he
if
can die first.
we... He's not wearing
I don't
red.
know you yet, Quentin.
He can be.
Have we got any red shirts lying around?
He has red details on him.
Sure. Well,
I figure he'll be good cannon fodder, and maybe if he survives, he can help us
Exactly.
with Strahd.
well. There's a lot of ifs in the way. If he dies, he dies. Alright.
Wow.
Oh, Ro and Mitza are just done with people at this point, if you can't tell.
Y'all are
Tieflings.
regular shining lights. Let's just throw people to the wind.
Well,
We've been fucked over more than once.
alright, well. If you live, I'll bother learning your name. Shall we get this over with?
We took Pickle's room.
Did Pickle enjoy it?
Pickle
No.
slept with me last night.
Oh, well, sorry.
Did you enjoy it, Pickle?
We did nothing.
Oh, well. My
I'm
condolences.
slowly forgiving this man for what he's done, but sure. We'll see what he does.
Sure. Alright, so... I forgot, what's this book even called?
The lore of LaRue is what the spine says.
I pull it up from the bag of holding and just slide it towards me.
Well,
You-
considering what happened last time, shall we go outside after breakfast for this? Because
No.
I'm rather attached to this inn.
Well, Donica has gone to rest for the day, so it is just us here. I told her we would lock up when we leave.
Well, if it explodes,
We
I don't
haven't
want
had
to
one-
ruin the inn.
We haven't had one do that yet. But I do see your point.
I mean, it has a unicorn on it. Who knows?
Did you see the
Hey.
book? I just showed
Yeah.
it to you guys
Mhm.
again.
We see.
Yeah.
That's the book.
We can take it outside the wall of town over here. That will
Maybe
probably be
you
the
should
best.
talk to the furniture and tell the furniture to protect us.
Doesn't work like that, dear.
It's Gilmore's glorious book.
That's exactly what I've had in my head since I saw that book.
Mhm.
So shall we go to the outside of town?
Yeah. I mean, even outside, like, of the street is fine.
We should be somewhere private for this. We should go to a little copse of trees.
It's kind of what I was thinking.
That
Away from
works.
town, away from prying eyes.
Okay, so if you guys want to head out of town, there are, wooded areas, as you can see on the map, just right outside of town, so
Yeah.
you could easily find a place within the trees to hide.
I'm thinking like this little corner up here where I just put row.
Okay.
Kind of mostly surrounded. Not too far from town, but holy fuck, that's a big character token.
Shouldn't be that big.
I corrected myself from what I was gonna say, okay?
A giant half orc.
Oh my.
Well, is he half giant or half orc? Or is he half giant, half orc? These are important details.
Yes.
Because if he's half giant, half orc, he's
I never
like
knew
what,
my
10 feet
father.
tall? I never knew my father.
Is that your
Is your name
quest?
Bruce?
Bruce. Nemo.
Yup. All I can see when someone says that is the shark clapping
Yep.
so sadly.
All right, so you're out in the woods.
Okay, who's gonna open it?
I believe Meets is holding it.
Alright.
Well, we were going to like look over it and research it a little bit before we actually dove into it, right?
I thought we did that.
I mean,
You
opening it is
can.
still required for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looking on the outside of it, you see it bound in purple leather with gold filigree. It's got a little clasp on the side and lots of little leather teal bookmarks sticking out of it. It's a very pretty book.
Shit, I forgot to put up to equip detect magic, whatever.
Prepare.
Prepare.
I mean, nothing has happened yet if you want to say you had it.
Kind of wanted to switch it out for something.
If you want to switch it out, you can, because nothing of consequence has happened. No
Now is
combat
the
or any
time.
checks or anything.
Hang on, let me look.
I'm not playing a spellcaster finally.
What do I do? I press the attack button.
I would like to rage.
Okay, yeah. I went ahead and removed Thunderous Smite, and I put Detect Magic on, so just
Okay.
Alright. So, do you want me to open the book?
Would you
Bro
do the
will
honors?
pull out her axe and kind of glance at it as it turns into a table leg, and then just open the book.
Seen Ro take out her weapon. I'm gonna take out mine. Like, should we be ready for something?
Oh, no.
Always.
Okay.
Alright, I open the clasp on the book.
Okay. As you open it, the book swings open onto a blank page, and as you look, you see text scrawl across the page, writing as you read. It says, "Our story starts during the time leading up to the blah blah blah, leading up to the winter solstice on the final night of Uktar in the year 374 DR. A nearly full moon rises behind wispy clouds as a star-speckled sky darkens against a fading horizon. It seems silent and still. Silent and still here in the heart of the forest. Can't read tonight. But to anyone who knows the forest well, that silence can be misleading. When you're ready to proceed, turn the page."
So all of a sudden, Callie starts singing.
What are you singing about?
The Spore song.
So the Spore song, how long does that last for?
Gesundheit.
It doesn't have a, let's see. Once per long rest, you can activate the spores that occupy your body to sing a haunting chorus in concert with yourself. You may choose up to 6 creatures within 15 feet to receive benefit of your spore song. You can sing the song for up to 1 minute. You must maintain concentration and cannot take additional actions while singing. If you take any additional actions, the song along with its effects end. While singing, you create a pool of temporary hit points equal to 4 times your level. You may distribute these hit points as you see fit among the listeners as you begin singing. Listeners must have at least one of these temporary hit points to gain benefit from your song. If targets take sufficient damage to lose the temporary hit points, they receive no further benefit from the song. While targets have at least one of these temporary HP, they receive the effects of Halo of Spores and Symbiotic Entity. These spell function using your stats as though they were cast through you when damage occurs.
Okay, so functionally, they get temp HP, and I think everybody gets a bardic inspiration as well while that's going on.
Cool.
So, Callie is singing you guys a song, and you feel a bit empowered. How are you? To whom are you distributing the temp HP, and how? Like,
4 times your level, 7, 7, it's 24.
No, 7 times 4 is 28.
28, sorry.
I
Math
actually
well.
was really confused and had to double check that.
I'm looking at 4s right now, so that's my problem. Yeah, 28. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 of us, and I can do it to all 6 of us. So we'll do 4.
4 each, and then one person will get 5.
Yeah, I'll take 5. Everybody else will get 4.
Wait,
How's
no.
that?
That doesn't make sense. It's 4.6. If you divide 28 by 6, it's 4.6. So
Well,
2 people
4,
would
8,
get
12,
5.
13, 24.
yeah, 2 people 5. We'll just say to make it easy. 2 people get 5. Everybody else gets 4.
Wouldn't it be 4 people?
If you've got the algebra figured out.
Oh, yeah, it would be 4 people. 4 people get 5.
4 people get 5.
2 people get 6. Oh no, 2 people get 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stay in school, kids.
We're all.
I'll
Most
get
of us
5,
are
Ro
some
will
flavor of queer. None of us can do math. It works.
I'll get 5. Ro will get 5. Oscar will get 5. Meats will get 5. Pickle will get 4, and New Guy will get 4.
Temporary hit point.
Yes.
Cute.
Alright, so you guys feel all a little bit empowered, and you're under the effect of a bardic inspiration until this effect fades.
Does it only last a minute?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The temp HP fades once the effect fades as well.
Okay.
Does inspiration fade?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's all based on having the temp HP, and all of it happens while having the song. I envisioned it more for combat, so this is taking it out of the context I imagined.
So 5 temp HP, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just buffing us in case anything happens.
If anything jumps out at us when we open the book, which is a
Uh-huh.
fair precaution.
Yeah.
All right, so story time. We read the story, and
You saw at the bottom this text scribbled out. When you're ready to proceed, turn the page.
flip over.
As you turn the page, the book glows, and you see a spell is activated. Is everybody standing within 10 feet?
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. So, everyone who is within 10 feet is transported. You see this brilliant purple and gold light sort of matching the motif of the book flashing before your eyes. And as this light fades, you come into the opening act. What you see, you're on the fringe of a meadow that borders a forest. Tall trees of several varieties stretch before you as far as the eye can see. Behind you is a range of formidable mountain peaks. As the remnant of the setting sun dips below the horizon, a rising full moon illuminates the darkening sky.
Oh, this is not a good sign. And Ro will kind of point at the moon.
What's wrong with it?
Full moons are never a good sign.
Nothing is ever as it seems in these damn books. Ah,
Does, there's a unicorn
That
on the
book-
cover, and I'm betting there's a wolf somewhere around here.
That book gave you fair warning, to be fair. It said, turn the page when you're ready, so you gotta...
I'm sure it's just a full moon.
Well, let's see what's
how
going
sure
on.
are you?
As I'm casting Armor of Agathis on myself. No, I'm kidding.
So what you guys doing? You're in this meadow clearing, entering into a forest.
Do we see
Ironically
anything in the meadow clearing? It's just a meadow clearing.
Yeah, it's very kind of similar to actually where you guys entered in from, except behind you you no longer see the town of Valaki. Just basic basically just meadows with grass and flowers and such.
Same time of the
Extend.
day.
No, it was morning. It's now sunset.
Interesting.
Well, we are not in the same place that we was before.
I'm not in Kansas anymore, Toto.
Typical book.
Where's that?
Where's Kansas?
What's a turtle?
Never mind. It's an old fairy
Swear,
tale my
you said
mom
the
told me.
strangest things, though.
Does the book say anything else, Mitsa? Anything populate on the page at all?
Is the book still in my hands?
No, it's not.
Ooh, shit.
I
Book's
think
gone.
we're in the book.
Fuck. Can I see if
We
there's
are
like
part of the story.
Shimshime?
We don't talk
Maybe.
about Shimshime.
No, no, no.
Ugh,
Yes, you can't.
I hate myself. Okay,
I hate every single one of you, and I hope we all die.
Hey!
it's fine.
Oh,
Rock swallow, everyone dies. Okay, let's go.
Okay, I'll look around and see if
So-
there's like a visible path or anything we can follow.
Yes, absolutely. There's a path.
Okay, we
Shall we?
have a heading.
It seems like the best way we can go.
Follow the yellow brick road. Wait,
Where is
Follow the
that?
yellow brick
I mean, did
I don't
fail
know.
geography or something? I was captain of a ship. I should know this shit. I've never heard of either of these. Ah,
I just
So
start
I'm
walking
just
down
gonna-
the road.
I'm gonna like create a small like fairy circle of mushrooms and be like, "This is where we started,"
Smart.
Okay.
good to start with.
and I'm gonna like as we're walking, I'm gonna start dropping mushrooms like little path. This is how we get back.
Ro
Okay,
will
Gretel.
gently poke Quentin in the back with the table leg that she has in her hand, and you can follow Oscar. Not trusting you behind me.
Understandable.
She's got a table leg, and she's not afraid to use it.
It's a sharp table leg, and I'll hold up, and you can just kind of barely see a glint of the blade of my axe.
All right, so Asuka, as you walk forward, you see in the distance three bipedal creatures that combine the features of men and goats laughing drunkenly as they stumble from the woods. They sway back and forth, and they're kind of waving at you like, ah! And they talk to you in Sylvan.
Does
No.
anybody understand what they're saying?
Nope.
Nope.
You do, Quentin?
No.
No, okay.
Well, at least it doesn't sound like they're trying to kill us, but we can't understand them. So I just kind of
Can I-
wave. I wave
can I
back and just kind of
Speak
go.
to them in Druidic and see if they understand that.
Yeah, you can definitely try.
Okay, so I'm like, "Hello," in Druidic, and see do they understand me.
They one of these creatures kind of looks at you and cocks their head and speaks back in Elvish.
Fuck.
Nope.
I go. Do you speak common?
No one knows Elvish either.
Nope.
Oh fuck. Well,
All
I
my
can't talk to 'em.
languages are very dark.
Oh well.
Same.
I know common and orc. That's all I know.
I know common and orc too.
I know common, draconic, halfling. For some reason, I don't know why I know halfling, infernal, and undercommon.
I have deep speech.
I know celestial, common, and druidic.
Somebody
Well-
give me an insight. Or no, Callie, give me an insight check.
Okay.
This isn't going anywhere.
21.
Okay, that'll be enough. So, you are able to kind of, with your ability, with Druidic, you're able to kind of discern, and Druidic has some features in common with Elvish, so you're able to kind of understand what they're trying to say to you and able to communicate back. So, you see this guy kind of, again, drunkenly kind of waving and says, "Hey, I'm Tragos. And this is Artelio, and this is Funagi. we're out for a bit of a revel. There's some wild-eyed ravens, some swarms of them that were attacking us. We're in no fit state to fight right now. Could you help get us home?
Where's home?
Um, well, I need to get back to. Fuck, right? I need to get back to Pulvarth Plateau.
We aren't.
Where?
I can't understand this, so never mind.
What are they saying?
I
What-
have no
They,
idea.
they're all drunk and they were attacked by some wild-eyed ravens. And they want to go home, but home is some plateau. We're not from around here. What direction are you wanting us to head?
Well, it. I know that it's north. Um, should only be maybe a few hours north.
A few hours.
A few hours. How the hell did
Yes.
you get all the way out here?
We were having a party, man. It was great.
Do I know anything about what I'm assuming are satyrs?
Um, give me a nature check.
That's a 6.
You know, you are able to discern that these are in fact satyrs.
Oh, satyrs aren't exactly common, but we have had one before as a party member.
You have?
Long story.
Yeah, for a short bit of time.
Tragos looks back at you, Callie, and says, "Well, we've got a carriage up here. If you could come with us, we just need we need protection in case some of these woods monsters come and attack us. So we could, as long as you can ride with us and when you could drive, we'll be okay."
The carriage, guys. You want to use their carriage?
We might as well.
Better than walking.
Where's the
They want-
carriage?
It's
Oh.
back with them. Hey.
They start speaking in common now. They're like, "Oh, hey, sorry, I forgot that I knew how to talk to you. The carriage is up here."
Oh,
Like,
alright. I often learn languages when I get drunk. I see you forget them.
Man, did I? Let me
Mitsa dear,
tell you about this party.
Mitsa dear, you just think you learn languages. You're not understandable.
Oh, well, that's fair.
Checks out.
Exactly. How do I say checks out in D&D?
And so, can you guys help us?
Yeah, I think we might as well since we have nothing else
is it
to do.
just you three? Is it just you three?
Yeah, it's me and Tragos. I mean, yeah, it's us three.
Hey, where are we exactly?
We are in the woods, obviously.
Well,
Country, region,
Plain.
land,
Woods.
plain. That's a good one.
DM does not know the answer. I don't.
We're in Kansas.
Victory. God damn it!
Ow! Fuck! I just had vodka at my nose.
You do that a lot.
You're in
Oh fuck!
You're not
You're
supposed to
in
snort the
the-
vodka.
domain of LaRue, obviously.
Oh,
okay.
fuck, that hurt.
alright. Yeah.
Descriptive. Cool. Party.
Oh fuck! That actually hurt.
At least your nasal passages are now disinfected.
And smell like caramel.
Oh, ew. And gunked up. So, I don't know if I trust them, but I'll play along.
I mean, we don't really have anything else we can do, so we might as well.
We could walk past them.
That
could
sounds like a bad
walk.
idea.
You could walk instead of carriage ride, sure.
That makes it sound like an even worse idea.
I mean,
Else we could always kick them out. And
of
take
their carriage.
carriage. Yes.
Why are we gonna steal their carriage? No.
We're not at first, but if they start shit, we can always kick them out.
Okay, well,
Not out.
it looks like they need our help right now, so why don't we just go ahead and help them?
Sure.
Sounds like a good idea.
I don't
Well, our carriage is up here if you guys want to come with us.
Lead the way.
I'm going to go ahead and cast Detect Evil and Good as we're walking.
Oh, you detect a shitload of Fae. These are Fae right in front of you. 100%.
Oh.
Your shit is going off like fucking crazy. You would... give me an Arcana check.
Oh, God.
Hey, crackhead.
Don't fuck me, Gil. 11.
Yeah, that would be enough. You would, with that, you would be able, with this overwhelming Fae presence, would be able to detect that you are in the Feywild.
Motherfuck.
That's a whole lot of Fae.
That's a whole lot of fuck.
So your detect evil and good is going to be constantly pinging everything that you see.
I just get like,
Concentration! And concentration!
I just get a Mass Effect. Oh, fuck me. Shit. What the shit? Where are we?
We're in Larue's domain, I told you already.
Fucking I look over to the rest of it. It was like, we're in the Feywild.
Hmm.
That makes sense.
So this is
Unicorn.
where Kansas is. I get it now.
Yes.
At least I wasn't drinking that time.
Jesus Christ, I just got a massive headache just from casting Detect Evil and Good. This is chaotic as fuck.
Oh.
Gives you a
Okay.
mushroom for your headache.
Oh, thank you, Callie, dear. Oh, God.
You have mushrooms for that?
We don't...
I have
Calicopen.
We need to
everything.
be careful. We can't trust anything or anyone here.
We watch what you say
Okay.
here.
What do I not say?
Your name.
Okay.
The Fae can take your name. And don't make deals with
DC
anyone.
Mitsa is just munching on the sausage going, alright, and?
Don't make
Here
deals
goes-
with anyone.
Trey goes
Don't
to you,
say
he's like, I
anything
don't want
anytime."
your name. I've got my own name and I like it. Thank you very much.
Good.
Hmm.
Those fucking hurts.
Satyrs. Okay.
Alright, so, are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Alright,
Lead
is
the
it-
way.
Are any of
Yeah.
you sober enough to drive this thing?
I can drive the carriage.
If you need help, I can offer my assistance.
So I'll go ahead and
You
what's
drive?
I can. If I had to.
what's pulling the carriage?
It just kind of moves. There's reins that are just sort of attached to sparkling masses. It's not obvious.
Fucking Feywild, man. Just get on the fucking carriage and just take the reins. Wait for everybody to
Listening.
load up.
Well, this is fun.
Everybody in?
Ro will sit on the back of the carriage, cautiously, and I'm fine.
I'm sitting up front with Oscar in case he needs help.
Gets a PTSD flashback of how Ro nearly killed us with a carriage once. Should have checked this thing for bombs, but then again. If everybody's in, I'm gonna go ahead and just, whoosh, on the reins.
Alright.
Right, the little sparkles kind of start gleaming, and they roll forward, and the carriage starts moving north.
This is a little
And I'm just-
disconcerting.
I'm leaving I'm on the back and I'm just like pointing and leaving a mushroom path. So we
Callie
know where
points
we're
at the
going.
ground, and every so often you hear a little as mushrooms pop up. So as you're riding in the carriage, Tragos and Artelio and Funagi, they just start telling stories and drinking out of their wineskins and just kind of having a great old time. And Tragos looks over at the party and is like, "Hey, you guys want a drink?"
Oh, thank you.
Unfortunately.
I will pull from the breast of holding a bottle of wine. I brought mine.
Oh, she's a classy one. Okay.
What can I say? And I kind of jiggle a bit and start, drinking from the bottle.
They cheers you with their wineskins and toss it back.
And anyone else want some? Are we not drinking on the job tonight?
I am going to try to
Today.
keep my wits about
Oh my
me.
god, it's like 8 in the morning. What am I doing? Put it back.
Like, no, it's not. It's like 9 o'clock p.m.
Well, we just woke up, so.
Ah, they nod at you knowingly. Hard partiers, eh?
Well, last night, there was a little bit of murder, a little bit of amputation, and it got crazy. And so we had to drink a lot after that.
It's 6 p.m. in Sunplane.
That is a wonderful saying! You should be an author!
I just groan as I just kind of like giddy up the fucking magical masses.
They start rolling a little bit more quickly.
Nita furiously scribbles on a pad. It's always 6 o'clock on some plane.
Alright, so the carriage is moving forward. What is everybody doing?
I'm just sitting here keeping an eye out, hoping shit doesn't go south.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye
In
out.
the literal sense, right?
That would not be good.
Hey.
Be going backwards.
So I look over to Quentin and just ask Quentin. So Quentin, how long have you been in Barovia? Or, I mean, not anymore, I guess, but
Well, I mean, most of my life. I was born here.
has Strahd always been a presence here?
Unfortunately, yeah.
That must have been a rough way to grow up.
It wasn't easy, that's for sure. We make do sacrifices here and there, in a metaphorical sense.
Not so
And literal in the town, I guess. And what made you want to take a stand now?
Well, I guess what you guys kind of did for the town.
He saw someone
Standing up.
bigger, more powerful come along.
Well, that's fair.
Not knowing any different, it's you don't really think about it.
If it's what you've grown into, I get that. It's mighty brave of you, though.
Yeah, helps not having anyone else to have to look out for.
No previous attachments to Valaki?
My parents aren't with me anymore, and I never found a girl to settle down with.
It's understandable. From what I've seen, the prospects aren't too great around in Barovia, so...
Coming from the one who slept with the blacksmith.
Hey! Desperate times. Also, I got a discount.
That blacksmith was pretty hot, you know.
A
Oh, okay.
dicks count, if you will.
Hey. I kind of polish off a little bit of my armor. It's like... No
I'm not
regrets.
judging. Apparently, you got a fantastic discount, so I mean, it must have been great somehow.
No regrets.
It was a win-win.
You have an etching on on the back of your neck that says "No regrets."
No regrets. It's at the bottom. It's like, you know, where the
The tramp stamp would be.
tramp stamp would be.
Oh my gosh, please let that be
God.
canon. There's like a really crude, like horribly preschool "No regrets" at the bottom.
Absolutely not.
My character in our Sunday campaign does have a tramp stamp tattoo, by the way.
I know.
And it lets her cast disguise self as much as she wants.
Of course.
To hide the mistake.
No, to accentuate.
So, what do we see on the road? Anything we can see? I know better than to cast Detect Evil and Match ain't good anymore. So
You will be overwhelmed for
yeah,
sure.
no, absolutely not. The headache's subsiding, but Jesus.
Madam
Alright,
He's
so
a
Who is this?
My mushrooms will.
Oscar, it's been you've been on the road for about 2 hours now, conversing, hanging out with these satyrs, kind of ignoring them, but getting to know Quentin a little bit better. Roll me a d20.
Mother. Just a straight 220?
Yeah.
14.
14?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you're able to see Asuka kind of passing nearby through a clearing in the woods. You see three human fighter-looking people, warriors that are chasing after a family of deer. You see this through like kind of a clearing in the trees.
They're just chasing them with weapons drawn.
Yep, chasing a family of deer, weapons drawn.
Well, that's definitely not how you try to catch a deer, but okay. I look over to the satyrs and I'm like, hey, you guys know anything about this?
They look at you and kind of like cockeyed, like, shh, don't talk to them.
Why?
Because they're berserkers. They'll fuck you up.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. I just gotta keep the pace, you know, not to draw too much attention to the carriage.
Speed it up a little, maybe.
But yeah, speed it up a little bit to like, you know.
Alright, and with that, you kind of dash past this clearing in the woods, and you are not noticed.
Okay.
Right, so
Best
you're...
not to draw too much attention to ourselves, I think, until we figure out what's going on with this book. Hey, I look over to the satyrs. I'm like, hey, does LaRue, you know, ping anything in your heads? Does that mean anything to you guys?
Yeah. What does it not mean anything to you?
Well, in my experience, it can mean a lot of things to a lot of people, but I was hoping to see what your take was on it.
Oh, we love LaRue. She's some people call her the Queen of Talking Beasts. She's great. We love her. She looks over these woods. Usually.
She takes care of this place?
Usually.
Usually.
But not always.
Nah, not so much lately. I don't know what's been going on with her.
Where is she located?
Well, I don't really know where she lives. She's kind of a mystery. She's sort of a goddess, you know?
Of course, we find a way to get involved with the
Interesting.
deity.
And what changed? What makes you say that she's not protecting you anymore, or not as often?
Well, there's just been weird stuff going on in this area. There's been these people coming through the forest. We passed by some of them just now. These people running after animals, killing them on sight. That didn't used to happen.
Are these berserkers something new?
Yeah, yeah. Why'd you think we didn't want you to talk to them? They're fucking creepy.
Same could be said about
Fair.
some of our party members.
Oh, present company excluded. You're fine. It's these berserkers.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, there's all kinds of people. These berserkers are one of them. There's just weird stuff going on, attacking our forest, killing our animals. You know, I don't know how much you know about the Feywild, but we don't like that around here.
I can't say I'm familiar with the Feywild, but
Only from stories.
Well,
Never thought I'd find myself in it, that's for sure.
we greatly respect our animal friends. They're not somebody you just fuck with for the hell of it. And usually LaRue she was a friend of the beast. She helped them when the helpless ones when they weren't able to help themselves, but that's not happening lately. And
now you said you were attacked by ravens, though. Is that normal?
he kind of turns his head. You know what? I hadn't thought about that. That's weird too. My bird friends don't usually attack me. That's weird.
Indeed. Well, after we get you home, can you point us in the direction of where LaRue usually resides? We can go check on her for you.
She's a
Well,
goddess.
I don't know where she resides. We just say she lives in all of us. She's everywhere.
Is there a temple to her by any chance?
Hmm.
Or a way you commune with her?
We just talk to trees. Honestly.
You can do that.
These woods are our temple. These woods are our temple.
So we'll turn the druid loose, got it.
I mean, Druid and the Feywild, that's like their fucking domain.
Mm-hmm.
Point the druid in any general direction.
One thing I want to tell you though, there's one other weird thing I've noticed.
Mm.
Sometimes, over the last, I don't know, it's been more recent than the people killing animals, but maybe the last 10 days, we've seen thunder, and sometimes when you get to where the trees are thin, you can see this weird red lightning off in the distance. It's fucking weird.
Which direction is the lightning? Is it always from the same one?
It's where is it? It seems like it's to the north.
To the north. Well, we'll turn the druid loose and start going that way then.
You're already going to the north
Mhm.
Yeah.
in
We're
your
headed
carriage.
there already anyway. Okay, well, thank you for the information. That was enlightening.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for escorting us. I think we're gonna be home pretty soon.
Just say where.
Right, Oscar, roll me one more d20 since you're driving.
Oh, that is definitely a 2.
Can I help him since I have proficiency in?
This is an encounter table. There's nothing to help.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I
sorry,
figured.
I missed that. Okay.
It's really low.
Yeah, you don't see anything, and you finish your journey without any incident.
That feels worse.
Yeah, it really does.
Mm-hmm.
1 to 5 on this table is no encounter.
That's a really, really large range for nothing happening.
You know that meme where it's like, what's it called? The goose makes a wish but nothing happens, and that makes you feel that much worse.
Mhm.
And that unsettles you even more. Hi, Mama. Welcome back.
Alright, so as you complete your journey, you pull up. Your journey overall has taken about 4 hours.
Sweet baby.
A sweet baby with very sharp fangs.
Mm-hmm.
No. Alright, so as you come through, you start as you start to exit the woods, you again enter a bit of a clearing. You start ascending a slope, and you come upon a break into the foliage, seeing this clearing. What you see here is is in the you see a circular clearing in the trees, and it is underneath the canopy of a gigantic maple tree. Um, you see this maple tree is an impossibly large size in the center of an open area that's about 100 feet in diameter. You see shafts of light that cut through the leafy canopy overhead and reflect off of thin streams of water that trickle along and between the tree's gnarled thick roots. As you approach the trunk of the tree, the satyrs gambol ahead of you, sort of jump out of the cart, duck it, or tuck and roll, elated to be back in their safe haven. Suddenly, the tree seems to come awake. The tree gives off a bit of a guttural noise, and then it speaks. Pardon my rudeness for being asleep. It's been a long time since I've seen travelers like you in these parts. And the satyrs come up and kind of give the tree a hug and say, Thanor, oh my god, oh, it's so good to see you. Ah. And they kind of run off. You notice they had finished their wine skins and run off, presumably to refill.
Well, that was easy.
I have a feeling that's from the beginning. What did you say your name was to the tree?
I did not say. My name is Feanor.
Feanor. Your boys were telling us stories of LaRue going missing. Do you know anything about that?
Well, first I would answer your question with a question. What is it that you're doing here in my woods?
Book brought us in. Usually Book brings us in is to fix something that's wrong.
The tree kind of looks at you, raises its eyebrows, and its branches sort of brush forward as if a gust of wind was making it nod. Says, your response seems truthful. I will do my best to assist you. Your question is what again? My apologies.
What do you know about the absence of LaRue?
Well, the tree kind of looks and says, let me speak with the wood. And you see, like, this sort of green light pulsing out of its roots, and you see this light tracking through the ground all around you. And then about 10 seconds pass, and this green light comes back in up through the roots, and it back into the tree. Feanor says, well, I've spoken with my citizens. It looks like the pool of eternal spring is being sullied, tainted by a bloodlust.
Well, I guess that's our next stop then. Can you point us in the right general direction?
Yes, of course. If you keep heading north, I think you will find your way.
Anything we should be wary of in the forest?
Things to be wary of. I can't speak of a particular thing to be cautious of, but I can give you a name of whom you should look out for. Look for my emissary in Dewlight. You'll find a sprite Wheeldolly. He may be able to assist you.
Noted. Ro will look back at the group. Does anyone else have any questions?
Not so far.
How old are you?
He kind of takes a branch, kind of comes and scratches what you assumed a gnarl on his trunk you assume to be his chin. How old is time?
Time has an age.
I'm not stoned enough for that question.
I was a sapling at the beginning of this place. Time has lost meaning for me.
Cool.
I have been in the Feywild as long as there has been one.
I don't have anything. I'm still trying to get acclimated to talking tree.
All the weird
Means
shit
Kelly
we've dealt
is-
with, and that's what's weird to you.
Yeah.
It's a talking tree.
I got my
Once
ass
it-
groped by a chair.
So far, none of the flora or fauna we've encountered has tried to talk to us. So, well,
Can I-
aside from Callie.
Druid's over here like, yeah, trees talk, of course, duh.
Yeah. I'll talk to a tree. What tree you want me to talk to? Just point one out. We got you.
Feanor looks at you, Callie, and a branch kind of brushes your shoulder. My child, I appreciate you speaking with my companions who typically do not have a voice of their own.
And I just walk up and give the tree a big hug.
His branches kind of wrap around you, hugging you back.
I love this tree, guys. This is a good tree.
We are not leaving you with the tree, dear.
The tree likes me though. And I give the tree a mushroom.
The tree looks at it and says, "This is one of the most precious gifts I've ever received." Grabs it with a branch, sticks it on the trunk. It will live with me as long as it survives. I will protect it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Something about introducing foreign species into environment. But all right.
To the Feywild, just let it be.
So, do we have a general heading or direction?
He points
North.
his branch towards the north.
Oh, mighty tree. Do you have any guidance or any way that we would be able to know how to get back here should we lose our way?
Why, simply follow the path.
Simply follow the path. Seems simple enough.
You see,
Looks-
like, a dirt path that's winding behind you from the path you took, and winding is ahead of you as far as the eye can see.
Okay.
I'm assuming Callie can speak with any of your kin and they can relay a question back to you if needed.
They can absolutely report what they've seen. Their vision is not as great as mine, but perhaps if there's something in the local vicinity they could assist, yes.
Even if we just want to pass a message along letting you know we've cleaned the pond for you.
Oh, yes. Any of my children could relay a message back to me.
Then we will do our best to make sure it is taken care of.
Thank you. Before you go, I have I have a gift I would like to provide. And
Oh.
you see Feanor, one of his roots pulls up a little bit and it kind of wraps around this wooden vial in the dirt, and it pulls it up and offers it to the party. Feanor says, "You will find a potion of hill giant strength here. Please,
Oh.
may you find use in it."
Cool.
Thank you. We appreciate your help.
How many
Thank
doses
you.
are in it?
A single dose.
Ooh, that's awesome.
So, who's adding a potion of hill giant strength?
Not me.
Oscar,
not
do you want to
very
put
good
it in the
with you.
bag for now?
I'll go
Sure.
ahead and put it in the back.
Well, this is my knowledge. This is what I have to offer to assist. Are there any other questions that you might have for me?
I can come back and visit you, right?
Of course, my child. A student of the woods is always welcome.
Come visit.
Sorry. One last question. These berserkers. Um, they're a relatively new plague on the Feywild.
Yes, they are. They seem to have arrived around the time that this taint was in this, or the taint in the pool of eternal spring was noticed.
Okay. I guess that's it for me. We can go ahead and head out whenever you guys are ready.
I think.
And please, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I think we've got what we need here.
And um, please do take Tragos's carriage. They won't be needing it. They need a rest before they will be fit to pilot it.
That's very kind of you. Thank you. Regarding the creatures that pull the carriage, any special treatment?
No, they are basically just magical apparitions that pull the carriage. They are not creatures. They are
We will.
motes of magical energy. Sorry.
I was just
Okay.
gonna say, we will make sure it gets back here where it belongs, or at least we'll try.
Thank you.
We don't always have control over when we leave the places that call to us for help.
Your assistance is appreciated. As long as you are able to help with the pools, I will consider this deal to be worth my while.
Okay.
We will let you know what we can do, one way or another.
All right. So y'all pushing forward.
Mm-hmm.
Trudging on.
Alright, so as you continue on, you follow that narrow dirt path. It leads north out of Pulvarth Plateau, where you met the tree. So you start going through, you start going out and driving the carriage between trees that are ever more densely packed together. Shortly after, you see you arrive at your next stop. You see moss-covered trees and overgrown brush that suddenly thin out, giving way to a small glen of not more than 100 feet across. This area is peppered with colorful mushrooms growing virtually on top of one another. Some of the clusters of mushrooms are more than 3 feet high. A warm glow emanates from tiny lanterns that hang from each mushroom. Jutting up from the caps of the mushrooms are chimneys made out of petrified bark that let out wisps of acorn-scented smoke. These mushrooms appear to be homes, dozens of them, scattered around the clearing.
Callie, this looks like it's right up your alley.
I belong here, guys.
So, is Mandy rolling a new character after this?
I literally just choked up. I got so excited.
Oh, look at the baby.
Aww. Oh god. Quentin.
No one else can see it but you.
That's
See
when
what?
that's when I switched my vision to a different map because I can't deal with that. All right. So as you come up, you are greeted by a singular elderly sprite who approaches specifically Callie and says,
Hi, friend.
"Greetings, greetings, big folk. I, Wildoli, welcome you to Dewlight and suggest you be on your way."
Oh, I love your houses.
Oh, thank you.
And I pop a mushroom up in my hand and be like, "It's so cool, huh?"
Oh, oh, also a mushroom lover, I see.
Yes. And I
That
let my
is,
spores get a little thicker around my body.
well, interesting that I should meet a fellow connoisseur of the spore here.
How goes it, friend?
He looks around kind of a little bit nervously and says, good.
Is there anything we can help you with?
Um, yeah, you can. It's nice to see you. You can be on your way.
We're direction by the tree. What was his name again?
Feanor.
Feanor.
Oh, you've spoken with Feanor?
Yeah?
Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, thank you so much for mentioning that. Feanor is a very dear friend.
I love him. He said I could visit him again.
Oh wow, he's usually not that nice. I'm impressed. Well, I'm so glad you are here. I assume Feanor has told you about our circumstances.
I mean,
Yes.
yes. You can elaborate.
Well, he kind of looks off into the distance and kind of points. As he points, you see this red lightning and thunderclaps strike off in the distance. There's signs of a battle brewing. There's
I see that.
a group of vicious predators that have been coming through our forest lately.
Yes, we heard about them. The berserkers. Ugh.
Yes, them and others. I've got my suspicions about them.
Others?
All these fucking weird people out here they're just disturbing the forest.
We can't have that. What do they look like?
Well, that's the thing. They look like some of them look like berserkers. Um, some of them are werewolves,
Wow.
and some of them just look like forest animals. But then they turn on you.
Yeah. Some of our satyr friends said that the crows turned on, or sorry, the ravens turned on. What were they?
Raven.
Crazy-eyed ravens?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. They said they turned on them too. And they were just drinking and having a good time.
Yes, it's very sad that our fun-loving friends are not able to drink in peace any longer.
Blasphemy.
Absolutely. So I suspect that they might be disciples of Malar, the Beast Lord.
Oh.
Some jealousy between the Queen of Beasts and the Beast Lord.
I could only presume. I don't know. I have this sneaking suspicion with why else would they come here in our mostly peaceful wood? But as far as I can tell, these disturbances, they're coming from the Pool of Eternal Spring.
How far are we from the pool?
Oh, um, we're a little bit of a ways away, a day or two.
Okay. That's our ultimate goal. Theanor requested we go and see if we can find anything.
Well, if you move quickly, I think you could make it within a day.
Oh,
We don't know
have a
much about
cart.
these. Yeah, but we don't know anything about these energy motes that are pulling the cart. If they get tired, if they last a certain amount of time.
Oh no, these are magical constructs. They do not tire.
Oh,
They will
okay.
continue on as long as you need them to.
Noted.
So, what I have a feeling though, whatever is happening at the pool, I believe it will reach its peak on the winter solstice, which will happen within 2 days.
So we need to get a move on.
So, can we try to stop this beforehand, or is this something that we have to wait till the solstice?
Um, I think that if you get there sooner, the sooner the better.
Oh, good.
I don't know exactly, but I felt this. I felt the intensity building over the last maybe 10 days or so, and once the full moon is at its apex in the sky, I feel that something very bad will happen.
Okay. So let's get on the road.
Agreed.
He says, hurry along now. Danger along the way might impede your travel, so there's no time to waste.
Noted.
Yep.
All right. I'm just gonna go ahead and load myself back up on the cart.
Vera will make herself comfortable in the back.
Quentin, I'll go ahead and take the first round, and if you want to take the second, just
Sure.
riding.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. Everybody loaded in.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right.
Alrighty. So as you continue along the path, the path goes from sort of a dirt road into kind of a pebbled cobblestone path. And you see the area on either side of you is sparsely covered with underbrush. As you travel, Asuka, give me what's the stat associated with the vehicle skill?
It's a proficiency by itself.
All right, so
The
give me a
stat?
D. Or if it's just a D20 plus proficiency.
I mean, I'd almost say strength to keep the creatures in line, or dex to handle the reins, but
You could also
Deception.
argue wisdom
Yeah.
for animal handling. So you could
These are
say a little bit.
constructs pulling it, yeah.
I have proficiency in land vehicles.
So
There you
give me
go.
it. Yeah, we'll just do a D20 plus your proficiency. Give me a D20 plus proficiency.
$21.
Awesome. So as the cart is riding, Asuka, you see massive patches of spider webs along the path. These are huge, and with that check, you are able to navigate the cart sort of off-road a little bit to avoid these spider webs.
Ro will see them and just do.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of spiders either. Ugh.
Yeah, if you failed that, you would have been the whole cart would have been tangled up in fucking spider webs. So
Oh,
that's
that would
good.
not have been fun.
Nope, nope, nope.
Keep an
All
eye
right.
out for whatever made these.
I could just go into my
Right.
ring and let y'all deal with this. I don't want spiders. I'm good.
Well, you have avoided spiders. All right, and with that, I'm gonna pee real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Not spiders. Spiders are the worst enemy any game.
Why?
Because they're spiders.
Too many legs, too many eyes. Yeah.
Only good spider is a dead spider.
Uh-huh.
Spiders serve a purpose.
I don't want to hear it.
I know.
More so than other bugs.
They're not even bugs.
It's like Billy and Mandy. Why won't you love me? What do you
Me.
want from me? I want you to be dead.
Yep, I cry on the inside when people are like, I just hate you because I hate you. I'm like, oh.
I don't mind them as long as they stay the fuck away from me and don't bite me. I am severely allergic to a spider, and we don't actually know what kind. It has managed to catch me off guard
That's fair.
every time.
There. Oh my god, y'all. I was over here like, oh man, I hope I don't have to use Treebane.
Looks around nervously.
Yeah.
You've avoided all combat so far. There definitely could have been multiple combat encounters in this already.
I figured as much. I figured the Berserkers was definitely one of them, and the spiders might have been another.
If any of you said anything to draw attention to yourself, those berserkers were going after you.
Hmm.
Like it wasn't even a check. Like if any of them noticed you at all, combat.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
No, really, I didn't know.
Hi, Alpha Daddy Pup. Thanks for lurking.
I'm feeling.
Every time you say his name, I get a little bit more amused.
I know, right?
All right. So as you have traveled past or through the path of the spider webs, you find the path taking you into an ever more densely forested area.
So I just realized we've still been on the cover for my recording the entire time, but since we haven't really had a map, I guess it's not a big deal.
Well, funny you should ask. You come into a place.
So perfect timing for me to flip off the covers.
It's all dark.
Yes.
I'm scared of the dark. Ah!
So my wrist is aching so bad tonight.
Oh no.
Fucking Feywild, man.
Okay, just one moment.
I think
Cleaning
my dinner
this
just arrived,
map
so
up.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Just making sure you can't see anything you shouldn't see. Alright. One sec here. Okay, so you come through a densely forested area and you find a break in the trees that kind of puts you a little off course. You go north and then a little bit west, and then you see, or you get the idea that this area that you've come into is inhabited. You see gnarled brushes and dead and diseased trees surrounding a rundown wooden shack. A wisp of smoke rises from a rotted out hole in the roof that is lined with fungus.
Should I be able
South
to
of
see
the
something?
shack. Yeah, where are you guys coming out?
What I miss?
Map.
Map reveal.
Cool. Small, but cool.
That's what she said.
There's
Thankfully.
What?
Well, if she's gonna say, "Oh, it's small but cool," like I guess I can take that. Yeah, that's fine, right?
It's a corkscrew design.
Not a duck.
Okay. So what you so let me
Flying
restart.
orc.
I'm gonna restart the description here. So you see gnarled bushes and dead and diseased trees that surround a rundown wooden shack. There's a wisp of smoke that rises from a rotted out hole in the roof that's lined with fungus. South of the shack is a low stone wall that forms a perimeter of a large hole, while east of the building is a larger wooden structure covered with creeping vines. As you come a bit closer, the sound of voices suddenly emerge from the shack. One occupant cackles wickedly, and two other voices emit muffled whimpers and groans.
I'm going to ask a tree. I'm gonna go up to a tree. Hang on, let me pull myself out.
Thanks, Dre.
I'm right here. I'm gonna go to this tree right here, and I'm gonna tap on its thing, and I'm gonna whisper, "What's going on here?"
The tree kind of pokes back and responds, I think Lanadry has guests.
Is Lanadry nice?
She's nice to me.
Would she be nice to us?
As far as I know, she's nice to me.
What's the big tree's name again? I keep forgetting that.
Baynor.
Yeah,
Baynor. Is she a friend of Baynor?
Would the tree know that? Let me roll. Ah! Almost dropped my dice.
All trees talk.
Well, when you're a druid that has speak with plants.
Oh.
Hey, Keyleth.
Feanor hasn't talked about her, but they might be friends. I don't know.
Can you ask Baynor? We'll wait.
It'll take me about 2 hours to talk to him.
Wasn't somebody screaming in there or something?
Cackling.
Yeah. Cackling.
And
Whimpering.
There's cackling and whimpering, yes.
Guys, it'll take 2 hours for this lovely tree here to talk to Feanor to find out if we're safe.
Don't think it's worth
2
waiting.
hours? 2
what
hours
he
is a long
said.
time. That person that's whimpering in there might be in trouble.
Could be a creature that's whimpering.
And you'd have to cast speak with plants again to get a response.
Yeah, I think we should just investigate.
sure.
Politely, but investigate.
Hey, what you doing?
I'll walk up to the... Can we see from here any windows or anything?
From your current position, you can see a bit of a window, or no, you can see a door right here, but there are no. Let me check if there's windows. No, there's no windows, only doors.
No windows, only doors.
So I guess we're just going for it then.
We can knock.
Do you want to do that?
I mean, it's better than barging into somebody's home.
So
Okay,
you go
I'll
knock.
do that. First of all, I don't want to spend another spell slot right now.
What are you trying to do?
I was gonna cast Detect Magic on the door.
I don't think Detect Magic is a good idea here. Call it a hunch.
I'm gonna go ahead and just. This is a shack that we can hear the ruckus from, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and walk up and knock.
Half expected to
Okay.
hear a puppy make noise in response to that.
Let me see here. What would
She's
happen
been
with
surprisingly quiet. She didn't completely run away from my roommate today, so I'm very proud of her.
Good.
So, give me one sec here. Alright, so as you knock, you get an answer at the door. And you you see this lovely lady here answer and say,
Oh, hello.
Yes.
Ah,
Gorgeous.
Mhm.
hello there.
"Hello."
I'm sorry for the disturbance, but we couldn't help but hear a little bit of a ruckus from outside, and we were just wondering if everything was okay.
"Yes, none of your business. Goodbye." And she shuts the door.
I put my foot on the door before she can shut it.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Sorry. I know it's none of our business, but we just wanted to make sure that everything was okay. You see, we're just kind of traveling through the area, and we're kind of new, and honestly, any bit of information we can get would help us.
As you're talking, she says, she just kind of giggles to herself. "Stupid interlopers." And she reaches out and claws you.
I cast Armor of Agathis.
Is that a reaction?
It is not. If I get a reaction, then I mean,
This is just her just striking at you. Does a 14 hit?
14 does not hit.
Okay, that's initiative.
All right, Kawabunga it is.
Rolling real dice. Rolling new real dice. Because I got 2 new sets today.
Oh
You
god.
guys just found a night hag.
Oh, this is not another Baba Yaga.
Okay, neither one of the DMs or the other 2 DMs had a reaction to it, so I'm not too scared right now.
Oh, that's tough.
I've
Mine
been
initiative.
practicing not freaking out.
Yeah.
If it's just one.
I rolled a 19 with real dice.
You had to say it.
Concern growing.
You just had to say it.
It's just another empty
God
building.
damn it, Zach.
Oh, fuck me. Okay.
So I rolled
Hag
with
cousin.
real dice.
I rolled with real dice as well. I rolled a 13.
Same. I rolled a 17 plus 3.
I was gonna roll
Okay.
real dice.
Fix
but
your
I-
initiatives. You should be able to.
Well, I'm gonna meet my initiative, so
There's so many. Oh god.
I got mine incorrectly.
Some people rolled twice.
How do I insert it?
Click
You
the
just-
number.
Yeah, click the number.
Oh.
Let me.
You
Oh
mean-
god.
Yeah, click on your token, roll, and then click on your number to edit it.
Okay, because I was like, well, I rolled real dice, but I didn't know how to put it in, so I'll fix it.
Oh, mine
Oh.
disappeared.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
wow.
because everybody has like 2 for some reason.
Oh, I only have one.
Oh, because you
Okay,
I-
I'm just.
There we
you
go.
didn't clear it because it was on a different map, and we can't see the other one because
Okay.
we're not DM.
Fuck. Just okay. Just re-roll and just insert your correct number. I trust you.
Ew, that's dangerous, but alright.
Oh, that hurts.
I'll put the.
well,
Okay.
I'm glad I get to keep my first roll.
Same.
Yeah, I'm 16. Where's that?
I'm the only one disappointed.
Why didn't it show up? Mine did not show up.
Where you clicked on your token.
Yep. Let me try it again. There we go. I'm
There
just
you
gonna
are.
change
There
it
it is.
anyway to mine.
Okay. Quentin and Mitsa, make sure you have your dex modifiers to do the tiebreaker. Your dex scores, I guess.
That's an easy fix. I doubt.
What even
I can
is
go
my
higher.
dex on this character?
Probably 19, 18. Yeah, easy. Gotta get used to the new name.
Okay, is everybody in?
Not last.
Alright, so you guys all see this individual claw out at Asuka when she is pressed. And you guys are like, oh hell fucking no. And Fix, you're up.
There, we're here on a mission from Feanor. Could you?
Yes. Rude ass hag.
Rude.
I'm gonna step forwards a little behind right here. And I don't really have a line of sight to attack. So
I mean, you can attack with a ranged attack. She would just have, partial cover.
partial cover.
It would be like
Oh, wait.
a little bit of an increased AC.
I kind of want to look at our surroundings to see if there's anything else happening within the woods or anything we can hear.
Sorry, I'm trying to take my brace off. I'm trying to muffle it, but
Yeah, that's mainly what I want to do. I want to try and see if there's anything else surrounding us.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Good. Perception 22.
From the other building sort of behind you, you hear a variety of sort of odd animal calls.
this is gonna be fun.
Legacy on this house, animals on the other. Cool. I'll stand by and end my turn.
Alright, Ro, you're up.
Okay. I have so fucking many spells.
You're cute.
I have 2 classes though, plus racial,
True.
plus
Very
racial,
true.
racial features. So, can I see her from here?
Yeah, she's kind of behind Asuka. There's a little bit of the door in the way, but you can definitely see her.
Okay. I need a charisma saving throw.
Okay. What's the save?
DC 14. I'm trying to put Bane on her. Make
Okay,
it easier.
she rolled a 16.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Okay, so that did not work. So, and then in bonus action, I am going to cast Spiritual Weapon and have it pop up right behind her.
Okay, and you do get an attack on the turn that you sub. Is Bane a leveled spell, or is it a cantrip? Yeah. So if you cast Bane as a leveled spell, you can only cast a cantrip bonus action.
Oh, crap. Okay. So never mind then. So no bonus action this turn. And that will be my turn.
Okay. All right, on the hag's turn, on
Bitch
Lana
gets another
Tree.
turn.
Well, she had like basically a surprise round. She clawed at you.
Yeah.
She was not open to negotiation, like, at fucking all. Like, when you told her she couldn't close the door, she said, fuck you. Okay. Lanadry is going to... What is she gonna do?
Get fucked.
Oh my, is that how this orc swings?
Don't go getting my
Kermit
idea.
the Frog drinking
Temper.
his tea, going, because that's why Fix didn't get anything.
Temper your orc thirst.
Thirst for blood, thirst for other things, we'll never know.
I'm faithful.
Doesn't mean you can't feel the temptation. But I do respect, some half-orc man meat lands in your bed and you're like, nope, I'm married.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's going to do. She's going to look at the party and attempt to cast sleep.
Oh,
Okay.
Good luck.
oh, that's bad.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen for her.
I need to remember I have a +1 on my saves because I have my
We're at
luck stone and I
full
always.
health, Boone.
Does she get one of us?
If she upcasts, possibly.
Does the roll have to be more than the hit points of the person targeted?
Equal to or greater.
Okay, let's see. Anybody in this area have 19 or fewer hit points left?
No.
I have 59 plus 5 bonus, so I'm good.
That's cute that you think she has that much hit points.
Oh yeah, we don't have that temp HP anymore.
Yeah, that's gone.
Oh, well.
Yeah, so please remove the temp HP if you still have it, because that was for 1 minute.
I still
So
have
she looked-
59, but yeah.
She looks at you and she kind of throws this dust at you, cackling, and she's like, huh?
Pocket
My
sand!
My homunculus falls asleep.
Pocket sand.
Ro kind of.
Does he have less than 19 HP?
I think my homunculus has 10. My homunculus is asleep.
Okay, yeah. So she says,
That's great.
You just kind of hear snoring from under Fix's hat.
because sleep has a big area of effect. It's just kind of rough at higher levels.
If it's
right.
upcasted, it's not horrible. But...
I have a bunch of tiny mushrooms in my hand and I throw them in the air too. I'm like, I can do that too.
All right, so Fix, your homunculus is asleep, and
Yeah.
that'll be her turn. Mitsa.
So I temporarily step into its space, and I'm. Oh, nobody tries to rake my friend. 24
That hits.
and 17.
Yes, hits.
Okay. Well, so 14 radiant and 12 piercing, if that matters. Oh, and sneak attack, because I get to do that because I'm a rogue.
Alright.
13 more damage from sneak attack. And I'm gonna leave.
So how much damage total? Sorry.
Oh my fuck.
I
Okay.
I
You're
spaced
juggling
a
more.
little bit when you said numbers.
14 radiant and
12 piercing.
12 piercing and 12 no, excuse me,
13.
13. I can't math. 13 sneak attack.
25.
39.
Cool.
36, not
Okay.
39.
Oh.
Alright, damage taken.
Alright. And I move back and that's my turn.
Okay, Quentin, you're up.
I'm gonna do the same thing. I provoke op attacks though. Move up to the door. I will rage. And I will reckless attack.
Reckless gives you disadvantage. Is that how that works?
Nah, it gives advantage, and attacks against me give me have advantage.
Gotcha. Okay.
first attack. 16?
That misses.
Acts of cheesening?
Wow.
Misses.
Fuck.
Wow.
My rolls suck. An 8 and that's 4. Fuck. And then I'll back up.
Back it up.
Back it up.
Alright, anything else you'd like to do, Quentin?
No.
Yeah, you're a barbarian fighter. You don't get to do anything else but smack.
Could action search.
True. How much you want to burst down a hag?
Yeah, you gonna try it?
No,
Alright.
not this time.
Callie, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to do chill touch.
Okay.
And
Roll to hit.
okay, hang on. I'm using my new deck. I'm so excited.
No.
That's a
So
nat
easy.
20. 27.
Jesus.
Nice.
That
What
hits
is that?
for a crit.
Okay. So for crit, it's 2d8 for this.
You'll double your
40.
damage dice, so 48.
Okay. Let me grab more d8s. That's what I need for this.
I know you have them, Callie. Don't lie to me.
I
Oh,
do
she
have
does.
them. I've got to find. There's that. There's that. Hang on, one more. Come on, bag. Spit it out. Which one are you? Not that one. Not that one. That's a D10. Not that one. Nope. Almost there. Or are these there? Dang it, come on. I know you're in here.
And that's why mine are all separated into their own slots.
They are, but like my bag's smaller than your bag, so I have to reach in and grab them. Okay. Ooh, 48. 7, 6, 3, and 4. 7, 6, 3, 4, 7, 6. 7, 3, 10, 16, 20.
20 damage?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So you necrotic bitch slap her for 20 damage.
Bitch slap.
And it seems to do the full effect.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to do?
Let's see. I'm gonna cast Bardic Inspiration on. We'll give Bardic Inspiration to Asuka.
Ooh.
Asuka has. Is that a D6 at your level?
1d6. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Asuka, you can add you can add that D6 to saving throws, rolls to hit, or to spell attacks.
Got
But
it.
not. But you cannot add it to the damage to like a weapon attack.
Right. Okay.
Alrighty, Asuka, you're up.
Feeling inspired by a mushroom that randomly hit me. First of all, I'm annoyed because this bitch just tried to rake me, and everybody's coming all up in my space because reasons. So I'm
Get
gonna.
out of the door.
I know, right? I'm just gonna fucking straight punch her first of all. So
Give me an unarmed strike.
that's the same as the other ones, right? Just D20 plus
It's
5.
not. If you're not a monk, it's not the same. Make sure you.
Well, no,
use-
it's an armed strike, but just like okay, I see it. So that's 9, which I'm not going to use the bardic inspiration on. And for extra attack, I'm just going to hit it with my long sword.
Okay.
Actually, would it take would by that action? Can I use that as like a? Can I try to grapple her and push her back?
With the unarmed strike, if it hits, yes.
Okay, so I guess I'll follow that up with another unarmed strike. I'm gonna try to push her back like 5 feet or something.
Okay.
How much did you say the bardic inspiration if I use it?
D6.
1d6. Okay, so I rolled a 7 plus 5. 12. So I would need to roll I would need to roll a 6 to hit.
Roll her up.
Finding my d6, sorry. Are you it? You're it.
That's the Monopoly dice.
Square one. That's the square one.
Yeah. That's
Looks like one of these.
these.
I've got 8d6 in my tray right now.
3. So that probably didn't hit.
What was the total?
15.
Nope, does not hit.
Okay, well I tried.
16.
Yeah, that's
No, 17 is her AC.
17.
because 16 missed, 17 hit, so you would have noticed 17
I would have-
is her AC.
I would have had to hit a 6 on it, so
I need.
I just rolled like crap. For movement, I'm gonna step to the side, and that shouldn't provoke an attack of opportunity. I don't think.
I mean,
I'm still.
I don't think you have to attack for an attack of opportunity.
No. I mean, I'm not proccing an attack of opportunity by just sidestepping.
Because he's
Oh yeah,
still within
you're
melee
still
range.
within her range. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So-
I wasn't looking at the map, so I was like, what?
Sorry, that's my fault. I called him out with a meme.
I haven't even seen.
Tell me I'm blind.
Nah, true.
All right, so
That's my turn.
Cool. Fix, you're up.
Alright, so it's kind of like, oh, it's time to fight. I'll get a little bit excited, and then I'll try to pull my hat out. Like, it's your time to shine! And then,
It's like
he's just sleeping on top of me.
you
Like,
can,
what?
if it takes damage, it would wake up.
Wham, wham.
You can also use your action to wake him up.
Eh, we'll be fine. So I'll be annoyed at her, and let's do something fun. I'll cast Flaming Sphere.
Okay.
It's gonna be right behind her.
Okay. Okay, deck
So,
save it is.
Dex save.
And for the cabin that she's in, okay, she saves. She rolls a 15.
Fuck.
So half of the damage. 5
Hags
fire.
have pretty good stats overall.
Yeah, I'm noticing.
So
He
yeesh.
takes 5 fire.
I don't think she's done any damage yet. But
Okay. And so we're keeping that flaming sphere going.
Yeah, just right down behind her.
Okay, so you notice the floor underneath it starts to catch fire.
oh god,
Sure.
we're in a forest. Fix. The trees are dead.
Okay,
It's a
Ro,
hag.
you're up.
She doesn't need it.
It'll spread.
Okay, this is going well.
This cabin you're seeing is starting to smoke.
Oh boy.
I have no water spells, so I'm no good with that. Okay, I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt.
Consequences and cows.
I'm just gonna do it that way. There we go!
Nice.
Yeah, that hits.
For 17 damage.
Nice. You guys are laying into her.
And I believe, hold on, let me just double check. And the next attack against her has radiant, or has advantage. So
Cool.
that will be my turn.
All right. On the hag's turn, she looks around, looks at you guys, looks at her guests in the cabin, and she says, "Fuck this!" And she waves her hands around, and plane shifts out of existence.
Bitch!
Oh, plane shift, just nonchalantly.
And that's initiative.
Huh.
Vix, can you put out
Okay.
your fire?
How bad
Yeah,
is your how bad is the fire?
I'm canceling
Um,
out the flame sphere.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
the floor is definitely on fire, though.
I'm gonna run in there and like try to stump it out.
Okay, you are prompt enough that the floor is very singed, but it's not unmanageable yet.
Okay, good. I look over inside. I walk inside and I'm just like, what do I see?
Okay, so you walk inside and you see that the inside of the shack is in a terrible state of disrepair. The only contents of note are a ramshackle bed, a scratched up table, a warped wooden shelf with several containers on it, and a fireplace with wooden spoons and ladles hanging from the hooks above it. To your left, two figures are bound and gagged on the floor. Um, these captives appear to be dryads.
Oh shit. Um,
I'm gonna come in.
she had some captives in here. I'm gonna go ahead and
No, those are
yell
her
out to everybody.
guests.
Guests
Those are her guests.
bound and gagged.
She's a hag. That's how they treat guests.
She had captives. I reiterate, in here, and I
Hey, maybe she's into that.
I remove the gag of the one in front of me.
The one in front of you, just was like, like, oh my god, thank you, thank you, thank you.
They speaking common?
Yes.
Oh, my gods. Yeah, you're welcome. And like I use my sword to just kind of like remove the bindings on the one in front of me.
The one in front of you quickly frees her compatriot, and they both sort of just get up and bow to you profusely. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, thought she was gonna steal our dreams, eat them, and kill us.
Are you okay?
Yes. Oh, thank goodness you arrived when you did.
I'm gonna give them both a mushroom to eat.
Oh well, this looks good. And we might be related, but
Oh no.
dryads are tree people, plant people.
Yeah.
One of your tree friends out there tried to narc you, by the way. I'm kidding.
We usually photosynthesize, but we'll wear our treat in case we become desperate.
Good to me.
How did you end up in here? They're free, by the way. I call out to everybody else.
Well, Lanadry, she caught us and our friend, Hannah. We weren't really paying attention, and Hannah was taken hours ago, and we don't know what happened to her.
Hannah,
Where was she
Do you-
taken? Like, did she go out the door, or
We got caught after her. I'm not sure.
it wasn't some sneaky satyrs, was it?
No, it was Lanadry. We saw her take Hannah before us, and we thought we got away, but we let our guards down and we got caught too.
okay. I walk outside and I tell them, guys, there might be another dryad. Is Hannah a dryad?
Yes. Yes.
There might be
she's our
another
sister.
dryad
I mean, fixes
that
over
needs
at.
help.
There's another building right behind us.
I heard animals over here. I don't really know if there would be dryad.
Yeah.
I tell them we'll take a look and see if we can find Hannah.
Okay.
Walk outside.
I lunge towards the door and like slowly creak it open.
Okay, 1 second here. You saw the area, but that doesn't really matter. Alright, so as you come into here, you see that the moment the door is opened, you're met with a cacophony of wild sounds, clawing and gnashing at cages that confine the animals, with these animals of all sorts screeching and hollering in every way, some growling with pent-up aggression, others wincing in pain. There are 18 cages total, and most of them are occupied within the walls of this grotesque menagerie.
Is that a jackal?
I want to be like extremely cautious. I kind of want to check for traps.
Okay, if you're checking for traps, give me an investigation check.
Our team, dirty 20.
Yeah, there's no traps.
Okay, cool. I
The
slowly
Dryad's-
walk in.
The Dryad's name is Hannah.
Yes.
I tell Fix.
Hannah? Hannah?
You hear a weak, like, uh-huh, from over here in the corner.
I got a response. Oh. Rush towards her.
You see here, curled up on the floor is a Dryad. Her arms and legs are bound, and she appears to be unconscious.
Yikes.
How did she if she's unconscious?
For story reasons, to keep things moving.
When the
Those are-
DM's just like, I'm just going with it.
That was her last breath.
Mm-hmm.
Is she in a cage? Is it like locked?
She's in the cage, but it's not really closed or locked. She appears to be on death's door.
Oh,
Can I
I'll-
cast Good
oh.
Fairy?
Not from over there, you can't.
Well, and also Good Berry like feeds people, but like
Well, it gives them. Let's see. It's
1 HP.
You can
Yeah.
absolutely do that if you're there.
I was gonna say.
I can heal.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't know
There you
what they
go.
look. We don't know the situation, so.
I'm gonna open the cage and rush towards her aid and cast my Cure Wounds.
Okay. Roll me some curing wounds. Roll me some heal damage.
Heal damage is healing touch Cure Wounds 1d8. 4, 2, 3, 9 healing.
All right. You see Hannah sort of, her eyes flutter open, and she looks up and she says, "Huh? Hello?" And she's kind of freaked out when she sees you. She's like, "Oh,
You're all right. You're all right. You're all right.
sorry. You startled me. The last person I saw was very scary."
Okay, you're fine now. I think we have your friends at another place. I can escort you towards them.
My friends who? Tricalia and Argentia?
Dracalia and Argent.
I caught. Did you find her?
She's right here by the end. Oh wait. Dracalia Argent.
I start trying to talk to the other captives. Said, hello, would you like to leave?
Is that a gorilla?
As you talk to the... What is this? The baboon here. It just says, "Oh, oh, oh."
Okay, open the door.
As you open the door, it fucking hauls ass and books it out of here.
Okay, start opening the other doors while they're handling the Dryad.
I'll
All of
carefully
the animals.
open this one here in front of me.
Woo!
That
I
did
meant
not
to
work.
All the animals
No
just
way.
Here.
flee in the
I
capacity
wanted
that
to
they're.
make it friends with the cool-looking red birdie.
Animals are gone. They all flee.
And they're gone.
Oh,
DM says no pet for you. Fuck you.
sorry.
This is just what happens in the module. They haul ass out of here.
Bye.
I was like, my friends found your friend.
I'll walk outside. Join Kelly.
Hannah,
found-
come with us. Come with us.
I'll offer to help her up if she needs, since Fix is probably not a good height to help her walk.
I asked the other two if they need aid.
No. We're okay. She just tied us up. We weren't hurt yet.
Oh, good.
And they see Hannah walk into the room, and they are so excited. They all embrace each other. You see little leafy tears fall down as they hug each other. Oh,
Aww.
Argentia, Tricalia, Hannah. Oh, I'm so glad to see all of you.
Such friendship.
So beautiful.
They look at you and thank you and tell you, well, the hag may have left something useful behind, but if you don't mind, we must be off.
No, but of course.
Thank you. And
Don't
they
get
kind
trapped.
of they kind of root into the ground and their plant bodies dissipate into the soil and they leave.
I hope I
So-
didn't burn what was important.
Me
And
too.
I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna reach down and pick up their little leafy tears that fell and put them in my pocket.
You got a leaf?
I'm
I'll take a
staying
look around.
out
See,
of there.
actually, no. Somebody who's good at looking for shit, come look at shit. Because I'm walking out.
Last time I was in a building.
I have plus 10 on perception.
There you go. I believe in you.
Last time I was in a building with Fix looking for treasure after a witch or a hag of any sort had been in it. Fix tried to kill me, so I'm staying out here. Thank you very much.
Okay. Do you want me to roll for perception to see what we find?
This check will be Arcana or Investigation.
Okay. Arcana. Nope. I'm not good at one of those.
Fix Arcana.
I can try to. My investigation's bigger.
Oh, shit. Phrasing.
Guidance. 27.
Yeah. So, Fix, you're able to find two useful things in this hut amongst the hag's belongings. You find a potion of clairvoyance and a greater potion of healing.
Ooh.
Damn.
You got some good juices in here.
Yeah,
Hmm.
no shit.
Cool. Party.
Clairvoyance and greater.
Okay, now burn the house. I mean, no.
No, I just wanted to burn her because she was being a bit, but
Break her shit.
No.
Fuck it up. Seriously.
We can't cast a fire out here because we don't want to burn the trees.
No.
They're our friends.
I have a big axe. That bed can be shredded.
Would Tree Bane do more damage to the wood walls?
Tree bane specifically applies to plants.
Damn it. So if we ever find any dryads, we're covered.
You
But
are.
right now, no.
If you fight Feanor, you're good.
Yeah.
Ew.
Ooh.
The tree that's countlessly, unimaginably huge.
And old and wise.
did the Dryads say why they were captured or anything?
He noped out, so no.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Well,
I'm curious about this well. Or whatever this thing is down south.
Want to check it out?
Little Timmy fell down the well.
Okay, what you doing with it?
Is it a well?
It is.
Okay. I'll just look down inside of it. Is there like
Okay.
a bucket with rope on it?
Jesus, are you down there?
So
No,
you
it's
look.
Bradley.
Okay, Bradley.
The fact that you're able to make that echo so perfectly.
Are you there, God?
So as you look down into the well, Quentin, you see tentacles come up out of the well and strike you, and this is initiative.
You had to.
I mean, Alaric has seen this hentai before.
Oh God.
That's gonna be a 25 and a 20 to hit.
Oh, it's angry.
Sentinel attack, or no, I'm sorry, not Sentinel protection.
Okay,
What
so
is that?
It imposes disadvantage. You can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll.
This is a surprise round.
Ah, fuck me. Okay, got it.
17.
What were you saying, Ro?
I was saying I'm rolling real dice, but I got a 17.
This is a surprise
Oh.
round. So, this thing is a bit nasty. This is
I did.
Yeah.
Let me, I'll just take the 16. That's fine.
17.
So- Quentin, you're going to take a total of what is this?
Come
42
on.
slashing damage.
Holy shit!
Just a little nasty, huh?
Were either of those crits?
Nope.
No.
Damn.
Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
Good God.
Yeah.
Also, I got my
As
new sticker
you-
today.
We're all gonna die to a well. We're all gonna die to a well monster.
7 days.
You see a Grick Alpha comes out of the well.
Oh! Ah, okay. All right. Glad it was the expendable one.
The only way to avoid this encounter is to shine a light down in the well when you look down into it.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Or to just not touch the well at all.
That too. Okay.
Ooh, Billy. Okay.
Did I put Mr. Grick into combat? Not yet. Well, aside from
Mr. Crick,
Oh, I actually rolled well this time.
you're a mean one. Mr. Grick.
I don't
Okay.
remember you being high on initiative ever.
I know, right? This was the one time when I was like, I'm not rolling a real die for this because it's a pain in the ass to change the initiative. And I got a 19. I'm like, well, fuck me.
No thanks, not my type.
I think we've covered this. I am exactly your type.
All right, Mitsa, you're up.
I think that's an invitation.
Oh, I was gonna put on
Oh,
metal music.
bite me, bitch! I hate you all.
You're welcome.
Alright.
Meets a
It is a
randomly stabbed
natural
bro.
one and a 25 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
The 25 hits, of course.
Yeah, I'm assuming. For a piddly, well, not piddly, I still get sneak attack. So 7 piercing and sneak attack was great. 14.
Nice. Okay.
And with that, I'm gonna back the fuck up. And that's my turn.
Okay, Asuka, you're up.
Oh, Billy Bob. All right. How is Quentin looking?
Not good.
No. God, I was hoping you'd have more HP because barbarian or whatever you are. Huh?
I wasn't raging.
Shit. Okay.
It's a
First things first.
brawl.
I'm gonna go ahead and lay on hands you. So I just reach over, put my hand on your shoulder, and do the lay on hands thing. I'm gonna hit you for 30 HP.
30 heal damage.
I'm never living that one
Who needs a
down.
druid? Or wait, no, cleric.
Both can heal. You're fine.
Okay, so that's 30 out of my 35. I've got 5 left just in case of emergency of needing to
Thanks.
revive anybody. For my... That's my first action. Da-da-da. That's actually my entire action. I can't really do anything else.
I mean, that doesn't count as a spell, I don't think, if you have a bonus action spell.
Lay on hands is as an action.
But if you have a bonus action, you can use that still.
Right.
If I had spiritual weapon out, I would be able to attack with it.
Okay.
I can cast Shield of Faith. Actually, I just realized. So give me 1 second. Concentration up to 2 minutes. One bonus action. 60 feet. Verbal, somatic. Plus 2 AC. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Shield of Faith on Quentin as well, and that's plus 2 ace, plus 2 bonus to your AC for the duration of 10 minutes. It is a concentration spell.
Good call.
So let me find it so I can hit it up on here.
Alright, Fix, you're up.
Good God.
If that had knocked anyone out.
What?
Would that damage knocked anyone out?
Not me.
Not me, but
No, but it's awful.
That was basically max damage. That was rough.
I have indecision, so I'll just firebolt it.
Okay, roll me to hit.
12.
Misses.
I'm gonna try to like position myself like behind a tree. That's my turn.
No, don't tentacle slap me. Ro, you're up.
What are you doing, Step Tentacle?
I hate you.
I'm gonna step back so I'm kind of covered by the bushes, and then I'm going to go ahead and cast Sacred Flame. So
That's a dex save, right?
let's see, yeah,
What's the save?
14.
21.
Fuck me. Okay, and then that will be my turn because actually, wait, that was a Sacred Flame. That is a cantrip, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast bonus weapon, spiritual
Sort of.
weapon.
Is the initial cast of spiritual weapon a bonus action?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, that is plus 6 to hit, 22 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so 1d8 plus 3. 11 damage from a little
All right.
green axe that pops up just right here.
You see a green axe pop up and it turns into a mattress and just smacks the green.
Was it twin size or was it a king?
It's a California king.
California King,
Wow.
bud.
Just wham! That'll be Rose's turn.
All right, Callie, you're up.
Okay. I want to cast Entangle.
Okay.
And it needs to make a strength saving throw of 15 or higher.
Okay. Ooh, that's a 5. Nat 1.
Nice.
So
That's good.
this whole 20-foot square that it's in is what's affected on it. So he is entangled. So he is restrained.
Nice. Okay.
How's that feel, tentacle monster? How the tables have turned.
Hey, maybe it
So
likes
the
being tied
mattresses
up.
have flown? What
Maybe
do we
Maybe
say here?
into it.
How the turns have tabled.
Yes! Yes!
You saw of its tentacles
I'll, t-
intertwining amongst the vines.
I'll take my inspiration, thank you.
It was meta though.
Yeah.
Nice. So he is entangled.
Restrained.
Yes.
Woo.
Anything else you'd like to do, Callie?
Let's see what I can do.
Thanks
I'll
for
take
the
that
bits.
advantage. I'll take that advantage.
Nope, that's it for now.
All right, Quentin, you're up.
I don't want to use my rage right now.
Well, you got bitch slapped by a tentacle, so.
I know I did. I'm gonna use my bonus action to second wind.
Okay.
Nope, that didn't do what I wanted it to do. So 8 health back.
Do you have a +2 from something?
My fighter level.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't add it to that number. I didn't. So that checked that off. And then I'll take 2 attacks. Since it's restrained, I have advantage? Or is there something that gives me disadvantage?
No, you're good.
Alrighty. I swear. There we go.
Yep. 27 hits for 9 damage.
What the axe of cheesening?
Yeah,
I said
Ro-
that earlier,
Ro
and
pointed it out
nobody said
earlier.
anything.
There
Yes!
you go.
And a
Fuck
crit.
yes!
Nice crit.
So, is that 15 damage for the second one?
Trying to figure this out. No, it's 20. All 3
What's-
numbers.
What's the third number?
The third number is
1d20 or 1d12.
no, the third one. Yeah, they're all d12s. The third one is savage
the extra
attacks.
damage dice? Or...
Yep, I get savage attacks for being a half orc. I get an extra dice. And,
Alright.
And his
Aw.
speed is reduced by 10 feet.
It's
and,
like-
Never mind.
and if I score a critical hit that deals slashing damage to a creature, I grievously wound it until the start of its next turn. The target has disadvantage on all attack rolls. It's
Aw,
restrained,
shit.
so it already did. But
Nice. It reminded me of my very first D&D character that I was also had that Savage Strikes thing, and I always called it Mighty Misses, kind of like the fucking monk ability in 11, because I always missed with it.
yeah, just bring the axe down.
Alright, this thing is holding on, but just barely.
Right, lop off one of its tentacles.
It's like... Alright, so it's going to attack. It's going to go after Quentin again at disadvantage.
It's restrained. It has to make in order to free itself, it has to make a strength check against my spell save DC, which is 15.
It's still within range, though. It can attack, right?
I think
it's
it's,
not
is it a
Range,
movement
I
thing?
don't think so.
Is a creature
Yeah.
restrained by the plants can use its action to make a strength check against your spell save DC on a successful, it frees itself.
Yeah, that's only
That's all
if
it
it wants
says.
to end the condition.
Okay.
Yeah, because basically they can't move when they're restrained, but they can attack just at disadvantage.
Nice.
Yeah, it's beneficial. It's a great
Mhm.
spell. I can't believe it failed. Save.
I know, right?
Since it's attacking as a bonus action, I'll go ahead and use my Sentinel attack.
Yeah.
Okay. So roll to hit on that.
You have advantage.
At advantage. Ooh, thank God for advantage. Motherfucker, that's... I rolled a 6 and then a 7. So, fuck me.
Those don't hit.
Do I get another attack?
No.
Just a
Not
one,
yet.
right?
Yeah. So you should be lucky because that you had that disadvantage because it crit. Alright, yep, it misses.
Rose decided he's useful enough. She would have negated the crit.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Mitsu, you're up.
Okay. So we'll do this again. One metal, one not. Probably not hitting. 14 and 8 plus 9 is 17.
Is it still
Both
restrained?
miss. Or yeah, you get a double advantage, yep.
Oh, well, then the first one is 17 because I rolled 2 dice.
That misses.
Okay. And over 20.
Yep.
Okay, so...
Sunsword the bitch.
minimum... Nope, Sunsword missed. Sunsword is first.
Oh.
Wow! On a D8 and 3D6, I rolled a 1, a 1, a 1, and a 2.
Holy shit.
So... Yeah, my modifier is equivalent to my entire damage, so 10 damage.
It's hanging on, just barely.
Yep. That's my turn.
Alright, Asuka.
Billy. I have guided strike, don't I? Fuck it. I'm just gonna smack it with my hammer. Me mallet. Longsword attack, of course. Yeah, I'm gonna swing at it. At advantage, right?
Yes.
$18.
Hits. Mitsu beats it.
1d8. Just for 8 damage.
How do you want to kill it?
Yeah, lop off its tentacles and leave it a writhing little asshole worm.
You chop off its tentacles and you remove the thing on which it's perching itself up on the top of the well, and it just falls into the well and screams with pain as it dies. And that's
We-
initiative.
We eating tentacle tonight. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I
Not
have a good
my
recipe
thing,
for
thanks.
this.
You have
Not
a
my
what?
thing.
I have
Thank
a
you.
good recipe for, tentacle-like things. I mean,
Calamari.
yeah, so, I mean, if we could get some breading and some oil, I mean, I could actually make us a good dinner out of these.
I'm sure you're a wonderful cook, dear, but I'm good, thank you.
I'm
I
down.
grab.
More
How
for
many?
me.
How many tentacles do I see on there on the floor?
Let's see. It has 4 tentacles.
How big are they?
Did you see the size of the token?
Yeah, they're pretty fucking.
Yeah.
Like
This
your
is
arm.
a
Okay.
large creature.
Aren't they plant?
Fit,
Oh, no. I
fit in
guess
the
not.
opening of the bag of holding?
Yeah, probably just barely.
I'll stuff all 4 of them in the bag of holding.
Okay.
Yeah, and the only reason why you've got them is because I still have concentration held on Entangle.
Thank you.
Alright,
Alright.
so add those to your inventory bag of holding.
You think the beak is? Hey, you're still holding it technically, right? I know DM said that it fell, but it's technically entangled.
Well, the tentacles are. It restrained it.
Think we can gut it, see if it's eaten anything interesting?
The body is 20 feet down in the well.
Damn it.
I mean, if you want, I can go down there.
Nah, what are they?
We
Give
don't
me a
need you to go into any deep wet spots tonight, Mitsa. I think we're good.
All I get is the high and dry deserts. I like, fighter person, hold these.
Okay.
Hold what?
Both of you hold this rope, and I tie
Holding
it
it.
above my
Holding
waist,
it.
and I dive.
I'm
Oh,
gonna,
jeez.
Okay.
guidance.
Cool.
How much rope is that? Are we
I
holding?
gave you.
50
I gave.
feet?
No, the rope is 50 feet. I gave you the point at which the rope would have only had 15 feet left. So I didn't hand you the end of the rope. I handed you a midsection of the rope. Mitha's not that dumb.
I'm just checking.
Also, I apologize. It's 30 feet down.
Okay, well, it lower me down slowly.
Moonbeam, baby. Hey, come here, princess.
Lowers her down, helps Quentin out.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright. So I have flame going on in my hand. Do I see anything?
You see the dead body of the Grick.
Okay.
Sort of writhing and heaving its last breath.
Alright, I stab it once for good measure. Just to make
Double
sure. It's
tap, yes.
Yeah.
Finally, somebody that does
It tries to like grab its tentacles, but realizes it doesn't have any. And it's just like,
Okay, so can I try and poke around in it and see if it swallowed anything of worth?
Give me a survival check.
Okay. I'm not good at that, but we'll see what happens.
What's
See
the
what you-
D4?
Yeah, I guess it's been within a minute. Oh! This might not end horribly.
Don't get bored.
Fuck! 21! 17 plus 4.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not good at this. Rolls above a 20.
Hey, you know,
Nice.
a blind dog finds a bone every once in a while.
You see, you're able to find a curious spiral bone-like structure come out of its belly.
That's its penis.
God damn it.
I had
Not even wanting it, but that was a valid callback. Alright. I will take this spiral bone structure that I hope is not a phallic object. And, is there anything else down here? Is there, like, is it just a well, or are there, ways that the Greek came to this well, or was it placed here?
Oh no, this is a totally dried up well. Ain't shit down here.
So no passages or other things where the Greek would have come from, or...
Nope.
Okay.
So
Then
just
I-
fall down.
They tug on the rope and, yeah, pull me up!
Start heaving ho
The hoe. Let's be
Oh.
honest.
Oh,
Heave the hoe, please.
heave the
Heaving.
hoe.
2 seconds later, that would have been the second time I had vodka up my nose tonight. Don't like you guys.
Hey,
Yeah, you
we're
do.
funny.
Doesn't mean I like you. Not when it involves
It's true.
alcohol abuse.
Oh, it does. It totally does. That's
Alright.
exactly what it means.
Okay. So meets us up and shares this object.
I hold it at my crotch and go, "Oh, look at me! I'm a man with masculinity issues." I don't know what this is.
Now I don't want to touch it. Which is weird.
You
because-
always
What?
want to touch
Which
it.
is weird because usually I'd be out about it, but
I don't know. It spirals and is made of bone, maybe.
Detect magic on it, Oscar?
sure, why not? I'll waste a spell slot on that.
I mean-
cast detect magic.
We're probably
Plus 2 phallus of virginity.
Oh, yes.
we're probably
The
getting
legendary
close to a
item.
long rest anyway, with how long we've been traveling and everything today. So
Doesn't Fix have identify?
I don't.
God damn it.
Nope.
Okay, so
Well,
this
that's
came
not
out of nowhere. I'm gonna make it something because I like it, but it's this. I pulled this out of my ass, but I think it's funny. So
Oh
Are
God.
we still doing
Okay.
phrasing?
Phrase.
Dildo.
Are we
Phrasing.
still doing phrasing?
Because we are talking about a phallic object, and our gay DM just said he pulled it out of his ass. So.
I already said it was a penis.
somebody's gonna get a.
Slightly foreign dildo.
We're gonna find an interesting magical item, but I have to decide upon it. So
I'm not mature enough for this. I'm sorry.
And I am.
Spirit stick.
I've had too much vodka to be mature for this.
Oh, that's why I'm laughing. I've gone through so much brandy.
Is it
I
even in
approve.
my- Oh, it is. Why?
Alright, I didn't see anything other than the Glick's corpse down there. I think this should be fine.
Okay.
Are
Well,
we breaking all the hag's shit?
I mean, if you wanna.
If you really, really want, but you have to tell us.
I didn't get to hit her, so I mean,
I'm
Go
down.
for it.
I mean,
That sounds
you're angry. Go for it.
I'm just gonna go to town on the room, breaking as much shit as I can.
I hear that it's cathartic, but if any gemstones pop out, I claim them.
Dibs.
all right, so you are just quitting. You're just attacking the walls.
Furniture first, but maybe eventually getting to the walls.
Furniture first.
You just hear screams of anguish, and bro flinches.
I was gonna say you might want to ask Ro about that first.
I don't know about it.
You don't know about it.
Right, you see the walls slowly getting axed down, getting fucked up. And yeah, if you keep going, you manage to kind of chop her house down.
I don't know if I go that far, but yeah, she's a dick.
One of the stools falls into the fireplace and yells, "Mommy!"
Why do you do this to me, mother? Mother, you have forsaken me.
Oh gosh.
Was I not a good stool?
Step stool, no.
Well,
I come
I
out.
guess we should. What time of the day is it?
Do you feel better?
Thoughts. Yes.
Oh, good.
Boom, I sent you something, by the way.
It's the Feywild. It's always the same time.
This is true. I hate the Feywild. We should probably head out.
I am fit as a fiddle. Whatever
That-
you did to me. So wonderful.
You're welcome.
So it was good for you too.
God damn it. God damn it. We should move before the hag comes back with reinforcements.
Oh, excellent idea. Don't sleep in the bathroom.
No, please, no. Let's make some space between this place and us. And I start heading towards the carriage.
So I do want to point out we're like half an hour past time. Do you guys want to keep going or?
We can call it.
We could call it. I mean, it's.
This might be a good time to call it, as Mitza's yawning.
Yeah, before we get into any other shenanigans.
We got a lot of things done.
Because we will get into other shenanigans.
This is a much more productive session than we normally do.
Right?
Are the cages worth investigating? Because we kind of did that at the house.
I mean, the animal's vacated. You might find some animal poop.
Well, shit.
Potion ingredients with fur and
I
feathers.
don't think they had a whale, Lisa.
And no whale shit.
Oh, wait, true. No aquatic animals in the cages. True.
No, it's just a 13.
If that's the case, though, say goodbye, everybody. I'm ending the stream.
Bye,
Have a good
everybody.
night. I'm going to stop recording.